I want it to be audible though. Then the people are so much more loud than the fucking gameplay. Whatever, it's fine. No, they are kind of loud, aren't they? There we go. Is that better? Remy is just a shot at Iori. Iori is cool, so Remy being a shot at him is still cool. Remy's entire design seems to be based on Iori, and then Remy's personality is based on fucking Iori mysteriously hating fighting. Iori's literally like the most violent character in any fighting game. Hard to punish that. And yet, if you look at his little profile, little fucking profile they put out for all the characters, in his dislikes, it's listed as fighting. It's like, bruh. Why you always picking fights if you hate fighting? There are a lot of exceptionally violent people in fighting games. What the fuck is up with Kazuya? Interesting jump normal. Look at all that meter. Let's see a demon. Demon here would actually be a choke. Save it for next round. Oh, chip out KKZ. Here we go. Medium. I don't think Remy could have done anything about that. I don't even know if EX flash kick would have worked. Oh, jump fierce missed. Cool. That was like medium Tatsu, medium Tatsu. That was wacky. Looked really weird. That might trade in a not good way. Didn't even trade. The car throw. Huh? Someone just left out a comment on one of my videos that said, "Guys, I'm new to USF4. What version of EvW should I play?" That's a hilarious question. I don't feel like Akuma played super well, and yet he won. Remy did a whole bunch of stuff, but most of it didn't do anything. That is the kind of question you would only ask if you didn't really play. If you never really played. Remy shares so much design space with Nash and Guile. And honestly, Sagat. Oh, that was punishable. Ken didn't get it. Dive kick, you don't see that. Oh, that was awkward. Doing a car throw after a parry is kind of difficult, because you have to wait for the parry to fully end. When you parry something, you can buffer buttons after the parry, but you can't buffer a car throw. You can't buffer cars, which is actually the basis of why SGGK works. So if you did towards strong car throw, you would just get towards strong if you did it during a parry, which looks hella awkward. Oh, where's the cancel? Nice. He got the post KO cancel. Pretty. Fun matchup. Oh, I love that. The reset into the demon flip. Super cool looking. Alex does so much dizzy. Alex, this is a quintessential Alex matchup, because he just kind of loses But his burst damage is so good that he can like win abruptly. But like his neutral is so bad. He gets absolutely out neutraled by Akuma. But he can just land like 6 hits and win. It's not as bad as you would think, but I think at the high level play it's probably like 7-3. So I guess it probably is as bad as you would think. Might not be 7-3. That might be a bit much. His dizzy up really is a big deal, even at like high level play. Nice. Air Tatsu is awful to Alex. And it's one of many things that's awful. Demon Flip is also awful. Honestly, even Fireballs are awful. Close medium kick I would call is like Alex's best normal in this game. So it's so weird that it's absent. Oh, that didn't combo. He should just have it as back medium kick and it should work like if he just had it as like the same as like Nash's back medium kick, where it's just like a 5-frame back medium kick with like small range, that would be so immensely helpful for his game. He's like very obviously missing a 5-frame, and he would really appreciate one, because he only has +2s for the most part, except for towards Fierce. If he had +3s or if he had a 5-frame, he would be like a good character. A better character, since I don't actually, you know, I think he's already kind of functional. Look at that big old combo. Love Hugo. Oh my god. How is he not stunned? The problem, you're right. The problem is trading. If someone does a reversal 3-frame normal, if you do a 5-frame medium, it won't trade after +2. And that's because mediums can't trade with lights. But if you do stand light kick, it's a light, so they will trade. They could give Alex his close medium kick, and they could make it not combo to oh. It would be kind of cool if he had the close medium kick, the knee, and it went to light chop but not medium chop. Because that would be a significant difference between that and strong. Because medium chop is a lot better to land. You get the extra plus frame, you stay closer to the opponent, you do more damage. And depending on your V skill, you get better enders. If you're running V skill too, you can do like what? Medium slash elbow, I think. After medium chop, and that knocks down. So you get an actual combo to a knockdown, which Alex normally doesn't have. Well, he does. Depends on the starter. This is a big slugfest. It's a fun matchup, yeah. They both have such awkward normals for like usually their heavies just do nothing, but in this particular matchup, they've got kind of like their opponent is so slow that the heavies kind of have more space to do stuff. And the hitboxes like are being huge is very helpful. So really you just see like normals that you never see in this matchup, which is really fun. Yeah. That's optimal if you've got to confirm. Super cool combo. Medium elbow, heavy chop super. That sounds so cool. Wow, nice buffer. It looked kind of scary. I think he did parry on Q's way down. Hugo parried, but Q didn't attack midair. So definitely Hugo could have got hit out of his 360 motion there. VS2 is so cool. It's a shame that it sucks. That's exactly how I feel about both of them. VS1 is better, but it's so boring. Not too bad. You can just OS parry, block. You can OS that punish. You can block until like the natural ending of the run, and then close medium kick SQ, and then get a dash punch cancel into SA2, for example, in this matchup. But he threw, which is not the right play, or it's just weaker. Very nice. Takahashi's quite good. Very fun to watch. Oh no, Ken versus Q. Ken does so much damage in this matchup. He always gets double DP in any context. Just about. Oh, it fell out. No red? He didn't have super either, so he couldn't Shipua punish it. Shipua will punish all slashes, I think. But without light slap is really hard to punish if you don't red parry, and if you don't have something like Shipua. I think he's got all his taunts now, right? This is probably over based on that command grab. Q has significantly, yeah, more health than Ken at that point. No. No combos from overhead dash punch with SA1. Get those taunts. Oh, huh? He's expecting to get parried? That was weird. Hi. That's a name I don't think I've ever seen. Oh, that went far. I think that was optimal. I think he has all his taunts too. This is looking real good. Don't like it does such little damage. It's like almost not worth using. It interrupts what the opponent's doing, and it has more range than most of the stuff he has. But it's still like a crouch like kick still wouldn't even kill at that point. There you go. Lights really do too little damage in third strike. I would say it's kind of a flaw in the game's design, especially considering how combo unfriendly a lot of them are. Most characters don't have a good conversion from lights, and the characters who do really benefit from it. I'm okay with the characters. I'm okay with not having good conversions from lights. In fact, I think that's better, but they should just do a bit more damage, just a bit. All lights in this game should do like double the damage they currently do, but only for the characters who don't have like light confirms. I think a really good example of that in effect is Abigail in Street Fighter V. Yeah, I can answer any question you got. You're new to SF5. I mean SF4. I'm paying attention. Although I think I might already know your question. Yeah, okay, Evil Ryu. Let me verify this question is what I think it is. Make sure I'm understanding it properly. Omega version has easy combo timings. Yeah, so most people don't even touch Omega. You're right, it's way easier. Omega just has input buffers. So if you hit a link early, it still works. And it's like up to 7 frames early or something like that. It's like a pretty big window. But Omega was not ever played competitively. It's kind of like a meme. It's not like a bad version, it's just most people have never fucked with it. If you want to play Street Fighter 4 and be able to play against other people, most people won't even allow Omega. They'll just play with the Ultra only settings. Yeah, if you want to like actually play people in USF4 and not just like one friend, you should probably play USF4, the Ultra version. and not Omega. Because most people don't want to play against Omega. Omega Yang was cool. EX Rekka was good. Omega Yang's a good character. Nice. Oh, he had the read. Never mind. That wasn't going to kill or anything anyway. Yeah, it cost 2 bars, but it was really strong. He could do like 400 damage combos with it. I remember he had something fun with the TC. I think like one of his TCs launched. He could juggle into it. I got sub 2 by a virgin. No, yeah, that's a common problem with Evoryu. Most people can't really do the combos very well. Evoryu has a really important combo that's what 2 frames, and if you do the more optimal version, it's 1 frame. And there's no easier way to do that combo than to go for the 2-frame link or the 1-frame link. Generally speaking. That combo is hard by design. It's supposed to be difficult, because it's a really good combo. You can just never use medium stomp if you don't want to do that combo. I mean, you can always just play Evil Ryu like, I don't know. Low short, low jab, low strong, fucking light Tatsu, heavy DP, something. What is this mess? You can definitely play Evil Ryu without using that combo, but you should learn that combo. And it's like normal that you can't do it yet. You'll be able to do it with practice. It's really not too hard. Fujiwara! Yeah, it's optimal and stuff. If you don't like hard links, that's something you got to deal with USF4. But like, you know, I know that you see that it's like, oh, in Omega it's just a free link, and it is, but just most people won't want to play Omega. Almost no one plays Omega. The main online setting turns off Edition Select, which means that only Ultra is selectable. And that's also true for all ranked matches. There's no setting for only Ultra and Omega, sadly. Turning on Omega characters also turns on things like Vanilla Sagat. I think the PC still sees some play. I still have friends on my friends list who are like playing it on PC. Super Kami is like maybe not even as good as Ultra Kami. But she's like different. She's good at different things. She's got the really busted dive kick. But everything else is worse. But the dive kick is really busted. Super Bison was good. Pretty much all Bisons are pretty close to each other. Super Bison was really more just like the metagame shifted in his favor. I don't remember anything about him that was like crazy. One single piece of fighting game art hung up on a wall. Let me think about that. Like 1 frame, huh? What is the best frame in fighting games? That's not Aura's penis. Japan barely even plays console fucking USF4. Got my serious doubts they have a community. Dudley just taking damage where his face is all sideways and his eyes are bugging out. Dudley has a fantastic frame when he's taking damage from like heavies, hitting his like mid-body. I'll try and spot it and then I'll freeze frame on it because it's great. We didn't see it at all that round, I don't think. I play Kage a bit in SF5, and I do play SF5 a decent amount. Oh, look at him. Did you see it? Did you see his face? It was during the fucking super freeze frame. It was perfect. Wait, I went back too far. Look at him. Look at Dudley. Oh, that's the frame. I want that. God, I love that face. I'm also taking a break from SF5 until Dane comes out. SF Cross Tekken is super interesting because it solved all the problems of SF4, and SF5 also solved all the problems of SF4, but they both had radically different ways of doing it. I've like had a video scheduled on that forever, and I like scripted it, but I never actually recorded it. Top 3 characters to play. Oh shit. I guess SF5 Sakura probably is number 2, and Aura is probably number 1. But who's next? SF3 Elena? Is that it? Aura, Sakura, Elena? No, I think I like 3 Elena more than 4 Elena. I only kind of like USF4 to be honest. No, it's an Omega character. Who is it? Someone in Omega. Maybe it's Omega Elena. Probably Aura, Sakura, then Omega Elena. Omega's super fun to play. It's got a good game feel. Oh, interesting. "3DS Gal." I'm going to make a video on that soon. It's not as broken as I thought, but it's definitely broken. There's a cooldown on how fast you can use the light control scheme. So I theorized you would have an infinite in the corner, but you can't actually do it. Auto guards, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. There might be more to this than I know. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's available for both players, right? That definitely changes some characters, though. Is this smaller? They changed the layout. Alright, hold on, I gotta fucking fix this. What if I did this? Huh. So if you weren't currently doing something, you would automatically block, huh? So that just kills lower head mix-ups entirely. And I guess it also kills like left-right stuff. What else does that do? That would definitely affect matchups differently depending on what character. The auto block gem in Tekken was stupid. It basically let you spend meter to avoid mix-ups, which is something you couldn't normally do. It was as broken as like everyone said, especially when mix-ups didn't come easy in SFXT prior to 2013. I like the gem premise. The execution, I think, was where it fell apart. I like the idea that you could run the same character as someone else but a different gem set and then play them differently. It's like very similar to playing a different super from someone else, but it should entail much more. And I remember seeing early guides for cross Tekken that I thought were super cool. Like there was one gem where the activation condition was lane 5 special moves, and someone was pointing out that like a Rekka counted as 3 separate special moves. So it's like these gems are really strong on Elisa who had a Rekka. Or it's like a change of direction. And when I saw stuff like that, I was like, you know, there's something here. There's depth. Pandora was occasionally useful. It just wasn't a comeback mechanic, and it didn't even try to be a comeback mechanic. Well, maybe it did. But like there were scenarios where it was useful. You could do really strong combos with Pandora. It was only available at low health or whatever. It's not the X-rays. Well, I guess it is the X-rays. It's crushing blows, and the conditions are usually pretty simple. Yeah, I think Gogi did it better, but Gems predated it, so you know. Yeah, but also once the timer ran out, you instantly lost. So you had to win in that timer. And also it wasn't even 15 seconds, it was like 10. Originally it gave you infinite meter, or it gave you refill, like training mode refill. So it was infinite meter, but it wouldn't restore instantly. You had to like wait for it to recover a bit. And then in 2013 when they rebalanced it, they made it so it just gave you 3 full bars. No matter what meter you were previously at, it filled your meter. So yeah, you would use it if you were looking at a timeout, and you would also use it if you could do a kill combo with 3 or 4 bars or whatever. Like there were certain scenarios where you could do like an EX move to get a crumple. There were a lot of EX moves that crumpled in Cross Tekken, or like gave a big juggle, like a wall bounce or something like that. EX moves were really crazy in Cross Tekken. You could do something like an EX move for the wall bounce, and then Pandora, and then do like another EX move and then a super or something like that. You could like spend more meter than it's normally possible to spend. And meter is really precious in Cross Tekken. It leads to a lot of damage. So you could literally do like a realistic match 700 damage combos. Vega was like higher top tier. Vega benefited a lot from boost combo abuse. He was like probably like top 10. And maybe top 5. Probably not top 5. Probably top 10. He's quite good. He was an early dominant character, but I think he fell off a little bit in 2013. He's easy to play, and he benefits from the mechanics a lot. And he also got buffed a lot. He had like a good super. But really the boost combo abuse was very nice. The strongest combos in Cross Tekken were stronger than the strongest combos in SF4 for the most part. But the scenarios were more strict. Nice. Aww. Aww. Urian actually could have done an EX tackle there and would have killed. He had a kill combo. He does have shitty jab links, but you can do one frame link, like crouch jab, and then you can just chain like low strong stand roundhouse launch. Oh wait, an Omega. He does have an invincible reversal. It's not great, but it's not bad. He's got EX roll, which is 2 bars and does 400 some damage. Oh. Good shit. Yeah, it's like good. Unfortunately, if you can FADC it to make it safe, but it does like 20 damage if you FADC it, and it costs 2 bars to do. So you spend like you get a safe invincible reversal, but you spend 4 bars to do it, and it does 20 damage. So that ends up being really stupid. And then also the jab links are free, but it's vanilla off the wall, so you have to get used to that. The EX roll is unsafe on Black and Omega. It's way different. It's just like a different move. Vanilla EX Flying Barcelona attack. It had the vanilla hitbox. Yeah, like all the time. It fucking sucks. But you have other stuff instead. Yeah. It's like very shitty. I did a breakdown on Vega. You can watch my video on him. Omega Vega. Oh no, you don't miss the wall. But you do miss the opponent. They patched the bug that makes it so you fix the wall, miss the wall. Dive kick has a new follow-up. I mean, not dive kick has a new follow-up. The fucking off the wall has a new follow-up in dive kick. And it actually like catches all the stuff that like everything that's all the stuff that beat off the wall, all the stuff that beat flying Barcelona attack, dive kick is good against. So it's like the perfect final option. Oh yeah, be invisible. I wish invisibility lasts longer, but it's kind of good. This is so hard for 12. Close fierce. Nice tall hitbox. Probably picked for that express purpose. Vega can take off his mask in Omega. I mean, he can in Ultra too. But in Omega, it works like a super cancel. So any place you can FADC, you can also take off the mask. For example, you can do, like, roll and then cancel the fucking last hit into taking the mask off. And it freezes the screen to take off the mask in Omega. So you can do roll, take off the mask, and then Ultra 2, and it's a combo. It's not just safe, it's plus. It's plus a shitload. The downside is once you take off the mask, you can't put it back on. It's just off forever. You get the damage buff, and you also get the increased damage taken. So it's still like, you know, a mixed bag. And if the mask gets hit off, you can never ever use the mask off move. I don't remember. I think it's super. When we were all playing together in Omega, Kendall was maining Vega, and we were always impressed every single time when we saw back throw damage with mask off, because it just does more than it looks like it should. It's like quite a lot of damage for a throw. It was like 212 damage or something like that. Having a 200 damage throw is really good. Like, Omega already powers up throws. Oh, don't tell me that comboed. It didn't. I was like, huh? Some kind of meaty hit or some bizarre thing. Meaty shouldn't even matter in that context. That normally only combos on couch. My favorite thing about Super was when they were like, hey, we removed Trade Ultra. And then Sagat, the main fucking user of Trade Ultra, still had it. That being said, Sagat's fucking heavy Tiger Uppercut went from like 170 damage to 100. Ryu almost doesn't have it. In very specific scenarios, he has it. If he's cornered and he gets trade DP, he can juggle Ultra. That's how it goes, yes. They said they wanted to add more explosiveness. Or something. Broken is probably accurate. There was also a thing in Super that they wanted to kind of like make sure that Super was still... When, I don't think they enabled any way to like, oh, that's gonna combo. I don't think they enabled any way to play Super when AE came out or anything. But I remember when they were making the online, I mean the Super 3DS, Super Street Fighter 4 3DS. It was specifically the Super version. It was like Super's well balanced. I lost. Me. Hi, Spab. Super was pretty good. It was notable for not really having a top tier, but it had quite a few bottom tiers. Super had like probably 5 characters who were pretty much unviable. Maybe more. Including a lot of the new characters. Notably Hakan and Makoto. But it's kind of hard to tell when there's like a bad character in a fighting game. But it's really easy to tell if there's a good character, you know what I mean? The upper tier balance was great in Super. Even like Super Honda and Super Cammy, who people like to complain about, weren't that bad. Super Guile. They weren't like breaking the game or anything. Oh, he dashed through and then got an attack going the wrong way. That was funny. Super Kami to AE Kami is such an interesting rebalance because overall she's maybe about as good. She got one really fucking important nerf that like ruined her character, and then they like built from the ashes a new character with like 20 other changes that were all buffs. It's like one of the only times I've ever seen the Capcom fucking devs give like buffs and nerfs that were balanced against each other. So they just removed something cheap and made something that was more fair, and yet the character's tier didn't really shift. She was like strong and then she stayed strong. Oh, Abel went from like he went way down from Super to A, didn't he? I remember the nerfs to Breathless, but that's all I really remember. Breathless was really fucking stupid. A lot of characters had unblockables prior to Ultra. I don't remember if Faye did. I imagine he did. Right at the end of Vanilla, it was found out that if you did a Super Ultra right before a Fireball hit, and in the one frame where the Super Ultra happened, the Fireball connected, it was unblockable, which was pretty funny. And some characters could abuse that really well. Like, for example, Seth could back throw you, and then he could throw a medium boom, and then Ultra. And if you blocked, the medium boom would hit during the freeze, and it would be unblockable. And then the Ultra would combo from the medium boom, because Seth's Ultra 1 goes full screen. That's a pretty funny meme in my opinion. Back throw into a well-timed Ultra medium. Back throw medium boom, a well-timed Ultra 2. It's just unblockable. I mean a well-timed Ultra 1. Combo fucking Ultra 1 unscaled from a back throw. Relatively unscaled. 80% Ultra. It was one frame timing, so it wasn't free. But like the fact that he had that at all was gross. But it was removed in Super. Oh, nice punish. That was very unsafe, but that punish was very optimal. Because he actually did a standing punish on something that whiffed on his head. Oh no! Wow, he tried to super through it, but I think his timing was a little bit sketchy. But the Necro actually stopped mashing right then. Elements. Oh, don't ever talk to me about SF5's pre-release stuff. We were all so hopeful. We all wanted it to be a much better game than it ended up being. I think it's good now. I liked it even since season one, but now I think it's a good game. But the game that we all thought it was going to be was even better. Chun-Li got something that ended up being pretty similar, so like I don't know why everyone. I mean, the pre-release one is cooler, but like Air Legs fills the same hole that fucking Airpin Wheel was gonna fill, so it's whatever. Elements, like everyone noticed that Chun-Li had some water thing going on with her V-trigger activation, and Ryu had an electric thing going on with his V-trigger activation. So it was like, is every character gonna have like an elemental theme and like elemental abuse? And also, I think they had some elemental stuff going on with the official renders. Nice red, optimal. He didn't super cancel though. He's really saving the meter. That's all right. Not necessarily a mistake. I think that linked. That's pretty fast, close, strong. You ever seen those like diagrams where it's like link the element to the weapon, and you just have a list of elements and a list of weapons? So like the list of elements will be like fucking fire, water, electric, poison, air, and then the list of weapons will be like fucking sword, spear, axe, claw, arrows. And people like do like poison to arrows, or like fucking water to sword or shit like that. Earth to fucking hammer. It's like some fucking bullshit Facebook thing, but I just think it's funny. Everyone has these ideas about how elemental weapons are supposed to work. It is fun, honestly. Snake Eyes really fell off. It's a shame. I remember he was critical of early Zangief, I think. He plays a lot now. He streams every fucking day. I don't usually go in, but I see it. I'd be curious to know how he thinks about the game, because he's playing it non-stop. He must like it, right? Maybe. I don't know. Zangief was better than we all thought in Season 1. Stupendous was one of the first players I saw kind of making Zangief work in Season 1. If you wanted to play SF4 Zangief, he doesn't exist in SF5. Not at all. There's no character even like him. If you wanted a Zangief in SF5, you'd be better off playing like Abigail or Mika. But there's no like whiff punishing kind of grappler, really. Dominion 2. Guile is still novel, but not novel for the reasons that Dominion liked him, I think. I think Guile is still one of the most complex characters in it. Wow! Was that just YOLO? He was like, you're gonna be jumping out of something? Seemed to be YOLO. Dominion's Fang was really cool. What about Dominion's Ed? Have you seen that? I think he still plays online. His Ed is real nice, honestly. Ed is a fun character. I get more hype watching Ed than almost any other character in the game. I would say that Guile is probably up there. Or maybe Akuma. Or Buki. A lot of the top tiers are like really well designed, I think. They got really fun design. Hopes for SF6. I hope Oro doesn't get excluded. Just because he's going to be in 5. I hope Street Fighter 3-ish setting, chronologically wise, and a bunch of Street Fighter 3 characters. I like how that jump hard kick didn't even combo to those low shorts. Also, that was like fucking stand short, which is a normal I've never seen in my life.
外に出る理由全くねえんだけど。あ、詰まった。ちなみにグラブの格ゲーはプレステですか？プレステの。あ、本当に？あれプレステ4だっけ？マジか。プレステ4買うところから始めないといけないとなると、まあめんどくせえバーサス
Ah, yes. Online training
だよね。
and good netcode are my actual two desires. I would very much like those two things.
あのキャラを動かしてる自分に恥ずかしくない。
Zeku's a meme. Give me Guy with
若返っていこうと
Zeku
思った
elements.
格ゲーでせめて年は勝手に取っちゃうけど、グラブルやって若返ろう、若作り。2020年目標は若作り。
I know both those sets. They're pretty good. Pierog versus Infiltration. The one with Hakan.
はい。マジ？
I wasn't too impressed with that Hakan at the time, but I went back and watched it and I was like, this is good. I remember thinking that PRO got a little bit lit up by lack of matchup knowledge. And it wasn't like the craziest Hakan play. But when I rewatched it, I was like, this is just safe Hakan play. It's not bad. I was like not sure how well Infiltration knew the character. But now I know more about Hakan myself. When I rewatched it, I was just like, this is just timid and safe, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's like how you have to play grapplers at a high level oftentimes.
やることなかった？それ新しいゲームとして大丈夫なの？そんなん出しちゃって。まだ出たばかりですから続きまして、バルニャンさん。
Infiltration's character selection is probably the most endearing thing about him.
これ
He really plays some oddballs.
あんまり変わんないですから。
I forget, he plays 3 characters in Street Fighter 5, and they're all crazy. I forget the third one, but he plays Jury and Ed as mains. And those are 2 basically unplayed characters. I don't know about Hakan versus Rog. I think it's something about probably armor canceling. It's probably about the focus and the one-hit attacks Rog has, or something like that. It's hard to explain why one character's neutral is good against another's. Hakan is kind of notable because he can combo out of level 1 focus, and his level 1 focus is unusually non-committal. And his backdash is also unusually non-committal. Only when oily on all counts. So he kind of breaks a lot of matchups. Like, he's not usually considered to be a super strong character, but both Hakan players and Dalsim players, for example, say that Hakan absolutely demolishes Dalsim. Hakan's got, like, his own tier list, because he plays by different rules than the rest of the cast. So, like, whether he does well against the top tier or badly against the bottom tier, or, like, characters he tends to do well against aren't necessarily bottom tiers, and characters he tends to lose to aren't necessarily top tiers. So it's like if a character's top tier, fucking probably they'll do well against almost everyone. But Hakan is just removed from that. I think Ryu's more fun ever since they had a donkey kick. I've been enjoying him playing him a little bit. Not so recently. Not anymore. Probably like a year ago I was playing him a lot. That's a thing. Oh. I was like picturing air target combos against air fucking Hakan. Yeah, focus stuff is really interesting. Probably on Fightcade, I would think you would have the easiest time playing people. I have an unpopular opinion about SF5. I think most fireballs are pretty good. I think Sakura's fireball is good. I think Ryu's fireball is good. I think Sagat's fireball is good. I think Nash's fireball is good.
ピエロさん、ピエロさん、
Kage.
なんと、
Mm,
が
ish.
2045X。
Ken's also an ish.
これ、またお土産くれました、今さん。本日のご乗船の提供は、
Light red fireball is good, but it's like it's kind of committal. It's not really like a true fireball. You know what I mean?
ありがとう。これまたね、
It's got kind of its own little purpose within the fireball. Like
対戦終わったら、自分の順番が終わりましたらですね、はい、
I don't know.
今さんあざーすって、チロルチョコのバラエティパックですから、これいいですよ、これ。ドライさんもこういうお土産持ってきてほしいんですよね。本当に。みんな今さんでね、後であざーすって言ってくださいね。と言ってる間に、からの、
I don't. Well, the thing is, I think we've had this conversation. The thing is, most of the V skills didn't counter fireballs. They would like deal with fireballs in a very non-aggressive way. It's like Nash could use his V skill to absorb a fireball, but it didn't really do anything for him besides build and B meter. It didn't like punish Ryu. And it's not like you could use V skill against every single fireball. Nice punish. And there were a lot of ones that people included in the list that weren't actually that good for punishing fireballs. It's like, oh, Chun-Li's V skill punishes fireballs. It's like, no, it doesn't. Mika's V skill punishes fireballs. Not really. I think the one that people latched onto was M. Bison. Yeah, Kami's not really. Because M. Bison was really weak to fireballs in Ultra. And then he got a fireball snatch. So like him, it was like, oh, it's like this V skill exists to patch up his weakness. But I don't think that was true for the whole cast team in Manila. Nice. Oh, was it a what was it? It wasn't a super. Tatsus are hard to get on accident. Maybe he just wanted the first hit of Tatsu to connect and it didn't. I mean, Flex, I guess, and Ryu V skill, the parry, were both air quotes fireball counters. Ah, thank you. Yeah, that was the big thing in Alpha, was that fireballs lost a massive amount of damage. I think it hasn't happened yet. It might be cancelled. It's normally in January. Nikali... Nikali's was more of like a fireball itself than it was a fireball punish. Like, it did punish fireballs, but it would often punish fireballs by trading. And like, good use of fireballs versus good use of Nikali's pound. It was honestly just very similar in function to a fireball. Where it was like whoever played better would get the damage, you know what I mean? Chun-Li V skill 1 is... I mean, it just works like a jump in. The problem is it also has the startup of a jump in, so you can just anti-air it. There are certain things it does that you probably wouldn't initially guess. Like, if you can ever get it on a cornered opponent, you can get a cross-up lens on the same side, and some other nonsense like that. Generally speaking, it was pretty worthless before they added a hitbox on the way up. Ten characters in a year, 10 characters in like 10 months. They really were going all out. They were probably done or near done with at least like DJ and T-Hawk. Oh,
おーいったあざーすあざーす
and they were probably working on characters for the entire time the game was out in
これバ
arcades.
ルチャンさんの次の
Was it Razor Latif? Was it Wolfcrone?
これ弾の方がいいのかわかんないですね守りの弾攻めの弾
Those were the
どっ
two
ち
big vipers.
おめくりからの
I think Latif was better between them,
お
but
めくりでお
hard to say. Oh,
第2
that's a hard parry. There's a little pause between the initial parries and the later parries. And if you land in the middle of it, you can start blocking, but you have to react to the fact that you landed.
これ前に行くときにやっぱり
British Viper
ハ
player.
ン
Ah,
マ
shit.
ーだったら圧あるんですけどこれ
There were a few. Like, I think Problem X played Viper.
さっきのボディプレスとか刺さったらワンチャンね
Nice, that's the punish.
あるから
Dropped it though.
難しいんですね SA の選択が
Oh, it was just Problem? There were certain characters in SF4 where it's like, if you're a good player, you probably have this character in your pocket somewhere.
エンダイパンってドスンってやるやつ手ブルさんちょっとやってみてください
Viper was one of those characters. And Rufus. Ah, he dropped it.
きついなこれ手ボリューの
One more parry and he would have been able to land and block.
これ確かに今
You want Rufus back?
やられ
First time I've ever read those words in that order. Rufus was the most unpopular character in SF4. Like, bottom one. It's Oro.
すげえんだよはいじゃあ
Pinky. Interesting name. Oh.
ヒッキーさん登場まさかの3人目じゃあここで手をささみ
I like the super selection from both players.
じゃあ仕事できたのかな
Nothing really good to do there. Jump medium kick was probably the play. It should have been heavy fireball. This should kill. Oh no, it should have been heavy fireball roundhouse. He did the wrong combo. It would have dizzied. I would have won. After that stomp, I would have won.
ここから
Or after that launcher, rather.
キャラタイモード大平さんなんとか使いたいがここは技術使わない
He's playing pretty well. This is like how I often play this matchup.
だったら危ない
Whole bunch of medium fireballs.
うわ
Oh, he already threw that pre-freeze. Based on that
最
timing.
強最強っすねあれこれグラン今ファンタジーの方でしたね今ファンタジーの方でした
Oh,
グラ
nice.
ンブルと
Jump roundhouse beats that, but if Aurora's doing like jump fierce or jump medium kick,
使いますから今ファンタジー
or if he's doing like timings that he can get a combo on the ground, then that shit's strong. Nice.
あなた
Really good play by Hugo.
見て何すごいあ
That did so much.
なたバカですよバカすぎるで今日出たゲームですからまだみんないろいろこう手
I like how polished competitive games have gone. Compared to how they used to be. Nice. He got out. I'd have thrown a high fireball if it was me.
上玉結構強いですよ
Super here is good. Yep. This is all good. This is all good. That's the play. That's the play. He knows. EX clap is good there. That scenario was the least bad that scenario can go for Hugo.
スウェーデ帰るとオールだったら
Oh, the red. Very nice. Red parries are sexy.
ってる間に画面端追い込まれてさあリーチ
This matchup is like I'm like certain of this matchup. This is a solid 6.5, 3.5 in Aura's favor.
この投げはし
I am dead certain of that number.
かくってる
Aura's got more depth in that matchup too. But like Hugo has surprisingly good tools for like nullifying Aura's neutral,
今週末
and it makes it so Aura has a hard time building meter. But if Aura can build meter, it's so good.
ヨウさんはこれリアルユウさんの弟なんですよ知ってますユウさんレミ使いのユウさんいるじゃないですかはいだから
Wow.
ユウさんとヨウさんで名前も
The best Mario Kart is probably 8, realistically speaking. 64 is shitty. Almost every track can be broken.
そうだよねでも
It's also just not fun.
YO でユウからのヨウそんな感じですね
Wii is just fine.
さあ最強のこれは
Advance is just fine. Double dash is also just fine.
この SS 最強なんだわ。これやべえんだ。だからこのキャラとこの SS の組み合
All
わせは
acceptable answers for favorite.
マジで危険なんですよ。
7, Wii, Double Dash, and 8. Those are the winners.
なのでもう少しサードストライクを楽しみたいと。こんな凶悪な SS
Or
を
was Wii 7?
世の中にはびこると悪になります。はい。でも SS2 は
64 is probably the single worst one, ironically.
3はファンタジーです。はい。
Most people enjoyed Sonic All Stars, I think. Or Transformed at least.
いけます。全然いけます。ドミッチャク言ったら誠結構あれなんですよ。
I don't think I've ever played this NES one.
ダリーんですよ。
I've seen it.
リターンド
I probably played it on like a fucking
だからどれだけ体力リード奪う
Toys R Us machine or something like that when I was like 8.
からのまだねこれ死なねえんだわ多分。
This Hugo play, he just jumped. He barely touched the ground that whole round.
しょうがない。飛びをね通すとね終わるんですよ。あそこでも
Wow. Why was he turning that there? And also, that was good.
さあこれも熱い。カラッタ通ってベンからのベン。
What's the GOAT racing game?
やばいうまい。
The racing game I've sunk the most hours into was probably Wipeout Pulse.
さあいいですね。
Ultimate bathroom game right there.
中盤の
Wipeout HD on PS3 was also good. I got that shit for free when they had the leak. Best OST in a Street Fighter?
ここはなんとか
Maybe 5, yeah.
ゲージがある。あと2回ぐらいなんか打撃を当てれば圏内なんですがどうなるか。
Wow, the read. Meaty
今日は
shoot down backbreaker.
もう1個ですね。まだもう1個。はい。これでいきます。ようやく。さあここで精中をちらつかせた選択をするのか。うまい。しっかり上。この SA が最強なんです。キャラは弱いんです。
Snowboard Kids. Snowboard Kids 2. I had that shit, but now it costs a fortune. But Snowboard Kids 1 and 2 are super good.
よく見てください。右下の SA を1番です。
Did you know there's a third one on fucking DS called SBK? Isn't it funny when there's like some series that's really like cult and then just has like a random fucking sequel that you never hear about?
何が揃ってたかっていうと誠 SA2 ネクロ幕張メッセこれ全部揃ってるんですよ。
Did you guys know about Final Fantasy Tactics
もう
S?
なんか面前で
Did you know that's a real game?
なんか
It's a Japanese phone game.
俺が座ればもうリーチみたいな
Most people think Final Fantasy Tactics ended with Advance 2.
来てたんですよ。
Nope, there's another one.
幕張メッセとええ
Extreme G had a sequel on PS2. There was a Blaster Master 2. I didn't know that.
完全に
What about Fire and Ice, the sequel to Solomon's Key?
なんか
What about the Solomon's Key on Game Boy, which for some reason was called Monster Rancher?
おー
Nice.
と言ってる間にこれ定食
Even though it was a Solomon's Key clone.
全然いける全然いけるキャラ差だから2倍弱点なんだよ。
What about Breath of Fire 6?
いやいやいや
Also on Japanese
さ
phones.
すがにですよ。
There's no Mischief Makers 2. Don't bullshit me. Marina Light Years showed up in another N64 game.
SA は真空なのか
Yuke Yuke, Troublemaker.
真空でもうわうまいぐるぐるポンなんかぐるぐる系の肘って結構難しいんだよ確かね全然違います。
Ah.
壊しこすってて
When I lived in fucking Bumville, Mississippi as a kid, the local Blockbuster had a Japanese copy of Mischief Makers. And to this day, I'm like, how the fuck did they get that? It had a different cover, and I rented it one time, and it was all in Japanese compared to the English one. I was like, huh? The cover was super cool. It was Marina holding up every character in the game. This Necro is good. I don't know what his name is. I recognize the second character is like Eat, I think. Right? Or is it good? They look similar, but I don't remember which one's which. I feel like it's good. No, I don't remember. No, it's Eat. Tabe. Yeah. Oh, this one's back to being huge. Why was that one different?
さあ、それでは2月13日サードストライク東西戦始めていきたいと思います。皆さんよろしくお願いします。パフパフどんどんどん、パフパフどんどんどん。さあ、
You guys been seeing that fucking that factoid going around that 1 in 5 N64 games was a racing game?
ちょっと忘れてしまいましたが、
That shit made me laugh to realize it's apparently real.
なんとなくですけど。
It's literally 1 in 5 of all N64 games were racing games.
だけど、
Racing games are easy to make and also showcase 3D really easily.
はい。でもまだわかりません。相手は
Star Wars Episode 1 Racer,
投げが通った
Diddy Kong Racing, Mario Kart,
投げが通った
Cruisin' Exotica, Cruisin' USA, I think Cruisin' World or something, Extreme G1 and 2, Iggy's Wrecking Balls, Beetle Adventure Racing, did I already say that one? Destruction Derby, Wave Race. Yeah, you guys, F-Zero, X. San Francisco Rush 2049. We're killing it. We know all the N64 racing games. Oh, nice. No! I mean, his combo wasn't going to be that good. It's fucking healing Elena. It was going to be low strong uppercut. Iggy's Wrecking Balls is the greatest racing game ever made. Wow, whiff punish? Good shit. There was a Choro Q game. I forget what it was called. I forget what they were called in the US. It wasn't Gadget Racers yet. It was Penny Racer, maybe? Oh my god, Elena players can't do combos. Every single person who can't do combos just plays Elena. Yeah, you can still get perfect if you heal back to full. No, Elena! Getting stepped on. This is that matchup! It's my favorite matchup! There is absolutely nothing Remy can do to prevent Q from taunting. So every single time these two fucking characters fight, the Q just taunts like crazy. Doesn't give a fuck. Just let me blood taunt 3 times. This Q's actually not doing it. But Remy has been pretty close this whole time. You can still get jumped in on. I would have taunted right there. What the fuck? I taunt right now. Why is he not doing it? Just blood taunt. There you go. There's one. Only need one more. I guess he's stopping it too. Oh, is that really whiff punish? Holy shit. That's the 3rd taunt. The thing about this matchup that's especially hilarious, I swear I fucking say it every time these two are fighting, is that even after Q gets all 3 taunts, it's still a pretty fair matchup. Q's damage output is insane, and he takes like no damage from any of Remy's attacks. But Remy's neutral absolutely dominates Q. Now what?
さあ
Let's
ブ
get
ロ
in
ッ
that
キン
meter.
グブロッキングで行くしかない。ミスったら大
Slowly
怪
walk
我。
Remy to the corner.
さあ時間が20秒切った。さあこ
Wow, did
こ
you get
は
it? Yeah, on a forward
さ
dash.
え
He was
ない。
expecting
チャ
a
ンスだったところ
fireball.
ラズ
He
走
just did
って
that
きた
raw
がここ
randomly,
に。い
hoping it would work.
やーエス
Good
パーだ
shit.
ったな。これは完
I'm
全
always
に
rooting for Remy a little
食
bit,
らいましたね今。
but I want the better player to win.
さあここからいい流れでいきたい。
Oh. I'm surprised there aren't that many blood taunts. It's like worth. There you go, this one. You know that you're going to eat that. Yeah, there you go. Exactly like that. This is what you do. Yeah, blood taunts. As long as the screen shakes, you got the taunt off. So now, right now, Q has like double the HP of Remy.
だけどゲージが溜まってきてますどんどん。まあ削りでもとりあえず体力を奪えれば。
This ain't no Piero.
さあトニックトニックトニック。
This is Baronian, who I'm 99% sure is a different person.
ところにしっかりと相模大観を。
Piero has another handle, but this isn't
手
it.
があんま減らないけどまあもうしょうがないと。
Yeah, the Q parry animation's super good. Probably the best one in the game.
やはりこの戦い時間がいっぱい。
Hugo has a very similar one.
もうね
Piero is so sick, you're right. I'm sorry I contradicted you.
出してるとゲージが溜まってしまうやつなんで。
There's nothing wrong about what you said.
あーうまい。うまいですねこの画面端を抜ける。やはり一番危険な場所はそうですねそうです
This is him? Oh, did he have flash kick there or no?
そこがある種ね守りというか
Q is really wide, so like juggles like that can sometimes work mid-screen on him. Against most of the casts, you need a dash there to get the flash kick, and it has to be partitioned because you have to do dash flash kick.
持っていかれた。
But Remy might be able to just flash kick there, but he didn't go for it, so probably not possible.
ゲージがない場合
Or has a couple of unique combos versus Q because he's so wide.
ですよね。ダッシュを見てなきゃいけなかった。
Q has a super weird hitbox. He's the widest character when falling, and standing he's the tallest character, I think, or like him and Hugo. I think Hugo might be a little bit taller, but all the other tall characters are also very wide.
いやー
But
今のは今のが
Q is super narrow, which is unusual for a tall character.
このまま
Ooh, very nice.
あるのか。
That looked almost like a car command grab. Whatever it was. It's possible a car command grab, but it's really hard.
あ
It's got a funny motion. I forget what it is. It's like half circle back. It's like half circle to down back and then forward and then... No. I don't remember how it goes.
ーで
There's something zany. Because the car is on back plus medium
そして
punch.
茨の SA とさらに
Maybe it's like quarter circle down,
やはり
back medium punch, and then down back kick. I think that's it.
この SA を使って頑張って
It's got like a really weird motion.
強キャラを倒していくっていうこのスタイルはやはりヒーローに求められているこの条件ですね。だがその道は険しい茨の道です。はい、ここから
Wow.
さあこのキャラ差を覆せることができるのか。
Oh,
あーここは
why was it even medium kick?
ここは CX として最高パンチ
Nice.
こんな離れたところから球が出てきてもうやることないですからね。はっきり言いますと。
That looked like a Kara universal overhead. Maybe it's just Remy's natural universal overhead range. Or has a Kara universal overhead and it looks really funny. I usually do it.
初めて見た
EX might have been better there.
あ
Oof.
るんですか。
He had a punish on the sweep.
え
Remy had a confirm on the close medium kick but didn't take it. I think it might have been on purpose. But then he almost looked like he wiggled doing the motion. But not doing the super was better there because he was down a lot and that round was hard to lose. I mean hard to win. Well, either or, depending on the perspective. This Makoto player's name Tsubasa. When I was in Japanese 1, we all had to pick a Japanese name for ourselves, and mine was Tsubasa. It means wing. It's a real male first name.
しっかりとキャラ差を押し付けてほしい。
Nice. Oh,
うわー、運が悪かった。運かな、これな。繋がんのか、どの距離でも。
I'm gonna attempt to draw on my screen right now. Hold on a sec. If I do this, does it work? Oh yeah, I got MS Paint open. When I was first learning, I remember it was written out in front of me, the Tsubasa written on my fucking sheet, and I like copied it meticulously. I did it like this. I was like Tsu. It looked like that on the text, and then it had like a part like that, and then it was like this, and then like that, and I wrote it exactly like this. Well, the 1010s, and I didn't know any of those letters. I'd like never written them before, so that's why I wrote it the way I did. Um, and then later on, I got like better at fucking Japanese, and a lot of that I should have written it under. Um, Tsu usually draw like that. There's a little bit of variation to it. And then this part, I didn't realize that was part of the ba. I thought it was part of the Tsu, but like it's more like fucking this. My ba is still not very pretty. And then sa is always written like this when it's handwritten. Um, Usually you see it more like in print they use this one, but in when it's handwritten it's usually drawn like that. I vividly remember that though, that all my characters were like, none of my characters were quite correct, is what I remember.
じゃあ、ちょっとタイミングがミスっちゃったんかな。残
It
念。
is Wing.
じゃあ、ここでボ
I
タン
had
を
like a
押し
minor
て、
mistake with all of them.
今日はもう大平さん出てきたなと思ったら、もう3人目って、3人目って言っても今日6人しかいなかったっていうね。じゃあ、翼さんの、なんか、打って変わって、キャラ対、
The she smiling face.
キャラ対ムーブ、かな
That
り
one's a Sue smiling face.
隙を伺うスタイル。
They're both smiles. She and Sue look fucking way too similar.
さあ、
How did that pass? How are the Japanese people like,
お、
this is okay?
うまいこと抜けますね。やはりこの画面端の脅威を知ってますね。
Katakana versions of your names, that's so fucking boring. A lot of names don't fucking translate to katakana very well.
お、
My name is super awkward in katakana.
つな
That's too far, isn't it?
がっ
Wow, I thought even with heavy.
たか。
Heavy makes it work at more ranges, and she can do heavy against tall characters, and Hugo is
出ま
tall.
すね。こ
But
れ
I
は
really thought that was too
キ
far.
ャラ対の翼さんですね。
Ah, yes, L and I.
これぐ
Or
らい
perhaps I and
あ
L.
れば多分2作いらないですね。さすが。やはりこの正義の力が今。できる。
I love that stand fierce, so cool.
3点の
I
先
think
制。
that only works in this matchup and maybe like Q.
さあ、これは終わったか。
What the fuck is up with that weird G?
そして第
We all know the one. What's going on with that G?
さあ、次、5
Should I open up MS Paint again so I can draw that G?
番。
Do it from memory.
さあ、
Hold on.
できる。ふざけ。
Hold up. I'm sure most of you have seen the G that looks like this. This is probably the G you write when you're fucking writing fucking things on your paper and whatnot. But then there's like another G that looks like this or something. I'm drawing it from memory, but I don't actually remember what it looks like. It's like, what is that G? Or yeah, like that A. Like who really writes an A like this? What's going on there? What's that A? What's that A doing? I do my A's like that. Not a very beautiful A. I have fucking shitty handwriting. I got poor fine motor control. I was born with it. I don't know why. It's a miracle I can even play fighting games. Whoa, I got the wrong one open. No, it's just cut off. What the fuck? I opened the wrong one, yeah.
はい。なるほど。そうですね。 練習いっぱいしたもんがやっぱ勝ちますから、こういうゲーム、格ゲーはやはり。
There's another letter. I can't remember what. There's a few letters that like just have like a variation that are never ever used when in handwriting.
さあ、浮き上がって、
Some in
ロ
cursive
ー
too.
ル。
I know like there are definitely letters in cursive that I don't know how to do. Capital
これ
letters.
はすごいぞ。そして、
Everyone thinks that about the Disney.
さあ、恐ろしい。さあ、ブロックス取る。しっかり飛び見てくぐってからったっていう、この最大の、
You know this kind of four?
こう、まあまあ、ビッ
I
グ
used to
ボール
always
で
do
すから、
fours look like that, and a lot of people complain they look like nines. Because in the nine, I would just do like the stalk and then the loop at the top, and those two can end up looking kind of similar depending on how you draw them both. And I started doing three-stroke fours. You know, where you got the fucking
つなげうまい。おー、超うまい。
the one line that's straight vertical, and then the other line that's like down and then sideways.
さあ、翼さん、ちょっとやりづらそうだな。
And I still think about that every time I write a four. I think about how I used to do the fours the old way,
パス、
even though it's been like 10 years.
もゲージをためられてちょっと嫌な感じ。
I miss the old way I did them, but now it's more ambiguous, or more unambiguous,
づらそうな感じ
rather.
してますね。だからジャンプ台形がね、
I'm so glad to be able to have these conversations with people.
その辺児玉さんもケアしつつの。さあ、
I think the aesthetic of an open top four is better. It looks more unique.
最大ですね。お、これはこれでわからなかった。カラス取って、大雪は
Oh no!
これは、
He did that like he was confirming a super, but he doesn't have a super that works like that. Did he just have a brain fart?
あー、
Or maybe he wanted a fucking Fukiage. Like he just had one there.
どうなる、抜けた。そこに投げてある。いやでも
I went to, I used to work with someone who dropped out of boot camp, and
表景品ってなっております。
he did eights, like two O's,
からのお土産をいただきました。
and I do eights as like a fucking figure eight, you know, I do the double cross.
あ、バレンタインマー
And he told me that,
ク
like,
のお土産ということでチョコレート
in the army, they, like, hate that if you draw eights like that. And then I asked my other friend who was in the army, and he was like, that's not an army thing, but, like, that might have been a thing for his drill sergeant.
あざーす。
He was like, that absolutely could have been, like, a lot of drill sergeants are, like, anal about that kind of thing. But, like, that's not a specific one for the army.
涙を噛み締めながらチョコレート
But he, like, apparently had a drill sergeant that made him do double O's for eights.
後でみんなで送ろうぜ。さあと言ってる間にすげえいい勝負。ああ、波動陣雷からのサンドット残ってて、おお、マジ
Nice.
ハイブロリープ。これは泥試合を制した。
Boot camp looks really hard. I had a lot of my friend who's in the army, who's like been in there forever, had a lot of funny things to say about it.
ブルブルさん泥
He's like, it's like theoretically to get you fit, but also it's to make sure you can actually work with other people, and most people don't realize that.
いらなくなっちゃった可能性があるね。今さん
It's like mostly training to make sure that you can cooperate in a way that like you don't put anyone in danger,
完全に今さんに握
that you can be relied upon. So all those guys who are like, oh, like I was gonna go, I was like, I was not gonna need boot camp,
りが通って
or I could go into the army straight away, but like I couldn't do boot camp because the fucking drill sergeant would yell in my face, and I would go like, you know, I would go crazy and like
そうですね。
I would go kill mode, I guess. You ever met someone who was like that?
勝つというこの
It's like, oh, I'm good enough to be in the army, but like couldn't stand someone like telling me what to do. But like literally that's what boot camp is for, is to weed out those people. Those people are not fit for the army. That's the irony.
なっちゃんさんお願いします。なちんさん。しっかりテープが貼っちゃって開けられなくて切れそうなんだけど。めっちゃ食いたかった。あ、なっちゃんさん今日は、お、うまい。裏回りの昇竜拳。今日剣だ。なっさんはいろいろ使いますからね。剣とザクトリーとユリアンも使いますからね。マジで。
Ugh.
じゃあでもなっさん。多分一番強いの
That guy is super funny to talk to because I share with him all the army stories. Oh, was that a combo? Please tell me that was a combo. Oh, it wasn't. He always thinks they're hilarious as fuck, and he always tells me the things that are wrong about them.
ナツさんがここでやられてしまうのか。
Like there was one like story on the internet where it's like my army nickname was Blackout, and it's because one time I like in a firefight I fucking blacked out and I woke up with like um, an hour later, and like it turns out that while I was blacked out, while I was while I couldn't remember things, I killed like 15 people with guns and then ran out of bullets and killed 5 other people with a spoon. It was some bullshit like that. And my friend in the army read that and he was like, "You don't come up with your own nickname. Other people come up with your nickname for you, and you are lucky if your nickname isn't shitface." He was like, "Yeah, your nickname is like it's what people used to ride on you." My army friend, his was like babyface or something like that, which he actually does have like a super baby face. Wow, that was a very high um, coward. You don't normally see them that arced. He got it like really low in his jump.
やっちゃったってなってる。死んだかな。さあ、あと最後は PA がちゃんと出て EX がちゃんと出るかどうか。
That's a pretty good nickname. That's like not actually bad. That's got a cool story and everything.
ここの EX 緊張するからな。
Look at his Jeep.
続きは花子さんお願いします。4人目は花子さん。
Epic punish. The bird emoji. Look at it. It's a good one. Fucking love a nice emoji. For me, it's the saxophone emoji followed by the moai emoji. Truly the best pair of emojis. I see the moai and I'm like, he would never play the saxophone. Cool. That's a good one. The fuck is this? It's not an emoji. The saddest story I've ever read, that almost wore out the whole mirror, was about a guy who went to he was like at fucking Yosemite or some shit, and there was like a fucking geyser that was going off, and a dog fell into it or something like that, and the guy like pulled off his shirt and jumped in to save the dog, and then he like died of like severe burns all over his body, and after he was pulled up from the fucking geyser, he was like, "That was really dumb. I shouldn't have done that," and then he died shortly after. It's a shame because it's like such a it was such a gut reaction, and it was such a noble gut reaction to like save a dog that's being hurt. I don't remember if the dog survived. What a sad way to die. Oh, the dog did die. What is that last one? Oh, he went for red. The punish on that is like impossible for Urian unless you red parry the last hit. If you red parry the last hit, you get Crush Fierce. If you don't red parry the last hit, you get like fuck all. Maybe you get Stand Strong into tackle. Dong. Both these players are real good.
ムルムルさん強キャラ使って甘えてるタイプなんでしっかりと咎めていかないといけない。この15年選手である富永さんのありがたいお言葉を20年か20年選手の富永さんのありがたいお言葉をですねしっかりと胸に刻んでほしいというそういう願いが込められています。
I'm gonna say this Dudley is probably D. Damn, it's a godlike story.
あそこはどうすれば一番安いの？コークスクリューブロー。ああ、コークスクリューブロー。コークスクリューブロー。はあはあはあはあ。コークスクリューブロー最強なんですよ。
He had a super confirm there on the Toys medium kick. He didn't get it though.
そんなことがあっていいの？コークスクリューブロー。
Will the D emoji be a new meme?
あ、これやべえ。コークスクリューブロー。
That might work. Yeah, very smart.
こういうこと？コークスクリューブロー。こういうことですか。コークスクリューブロー。やべ、体型強すぎる。
Oh, what the fuck?
ああ、
That wouldn't have even killed if it hit.
切れちまった。切れちまった。
It's always the same minus on block, I think. But how punishable it is depends on the version, because if he does the light one, he'll be really far away.
強キャラが勝ちました。
If I'm fighting Dudley, punishing the light version is really difficult, but punishing the heavy version is pretty easy, because I can do the close strong on the heavy version, but I'll get far strong on the light version, and I won't have time to move in.
どれか膝をついた。
This one's also a different size. Keep making me swap back and forth.
俺のせいじゃなくてまだ気づいてない。
Look how small it is. We got fucking black bars everywhere.
カプコンが気づいてないと。そういうことですね。ということで出てくるのは5人目山源さん。これ何か。
It's my dream to lose a leg,
キューブとかもちょこちょこ来て。
but only in the line of only at my job. I'm hoping someday a big old box falls out of the overhead, lands on my leg. You missed it. I did a bunch of replays of me playing Third Strike right at the start of the stream. Unless you want to play me, in which case maybe I can make time for that.
またこれ正抽選の話？正抽選を使うと？正抽選なのこれ。正抽選。
Yeah. Sad, isn't it? I've been there for like five and some years now. I'm getting paid decently considering. Not a whole lot.
終わってしまうんだよ。終わってしまう。そこは。まだ追い打ち失敗。
It's more than minimum wage. It's more than double minimum wage.
もう少し楽しもうこのサードストライクというゲームを。そうですね。細く長く。
But it's not like a lot of money or anything.
さあ楽しみたいと
It's
思う。
alright.
正抽選が入って。これ強すぎるこの技。ダメ絶対。ダメ絶対。高橋さんだとコメントがあるぐらい。
I was gonna
ファンがいる高橋さん。
try and change work, but COVID happened. But I've like completed the prerequisites for a program for radiology. So now I'm just on the wait list and I'm waiting. Difficult to punish that. Theoretically, I could do that like next year. I got like A's on every single class I had to take for it. So I'm thinking like maybe medicine was my calling all along. I could name you every single bone in the human body now. Hammer, stirrup, anvil. I don't even remember their actual names. I learned them. I just don't remember them. But I had to learn them. 206, give or take. It's actually a little bit more, but some of them fuse as you get older. A lot of them have really similar names too. I had to learn all the muscles too. And I actually like legit, even though I like passed the tests relating to that, I don't remember any fucking muscle names. It's incredible how fast. I think if I read some of them, I'd remember others. But it's incredible how fast that shit just dripped out of my head. The muscles all have really stupid names. Oh no. One thing we had to do was we had to look at a bone and say what the name of the bone was. We had to know the names of different types of joints and shit. A pinky bone. A phalange.
ジュリアンとダッドリーと誠が正中線、これはダメなんですよ。
ダメ。
はい。
正中線5段好き。
強すぎです。
I forget how the phalanges worked. It was like fucking four phalange.
正中線が強すぎ
Oh,
る。
how did it work?
マジで。だって今もう正中線嫌だったから、それの逆の
Distal phalange 4 or something like that, or distal phalange 5. Right, distal phalange 5. I might be making that up. I legit do not remember.
アクション仮面さんね、
They had names like that.
そうなってた。
So the distal would be the one further from your body, from your core.
ビンタ一
The
緒
proximal would be the one closer.
そしたらなんか、もうなんか酔っ払ってるし、もう、
Something like that. I might be making shit up. I'm gonna look at the names of the bones of the hand right now.
ちょっと、さすがにでしょ。
The carpal, the bones in the foot were like super hard because there's a lot and they don't like look like anything.
来てくれた。
They don't look like anything.
あ、後で来るわ。
じゃあ後で
後で決着つける。
決着つける。富永さんと。
エキシビションマッチ。アクション仮面さんと、あとなんだっけ。
Name
さんと
bones
富永さんはそう。
hand.
あ、本当。
アクション仮面さんは富永さん殺すのを目的の一つ
あ、そういうこと。
そうそうそう。
今回仕事できたって言ってるけど、それは裏のイベントだったんだ。
そうそうそう。
表のイベント的には、
The human hand has 27 bones.
あとあいつを黙らすみたいな。
そう言わすっつって。
そう言ってる間に
Distal phalanx. I forgot about that. That's the singular for phalange.
D、あいちゃん D、ストリームで
Index phalanges, middle phalanges, ring phalanges, small phalanges,
手鏡の方が弱いんですよ。でも
and then distal, middle, and proximal.
帰ってくるっていうこの
Okay, 5 is the pinky. I was right.
知らない世の中、
I wasn't sure if it was 4 or 5. I was pretty sure it was 5.
痛いじゃないですか。
And the thumb is 1.
一矢報いたい。
そう。
So it looks like the end bone of your pinky is the
つけられるような世の中をこう一矢報いたいじゃないですか。
distal phalange 5,
バリが帰ってくるっていうその
distal phalanx 5.
そのメッセー
I
ジ
guess.
がメッセージだけじゃなくて実際に
What was that?
そうなっても
Parry into stand short.
願いが富永さんには込められてるんですよ。
I'm inside the skeleton. I'm actually the brain.
富永さんっていうのは
Not only am I inside the skeleton, but I'm controlling the skeleton.
願い。
そんなんどうでもいいから。
It's like a fucking robot suit.
真相だよ。
And then I'm wearing a meat suit around it.
あと一本しかねえよ。
いやいやいや違うでしょ。
フォーク作るよ。
でも高橋さんやべえ強えな。
ちゃんと出た。
Whoa.
ミスター。
Combos against Q are so cool. I almost said combos against G.
あるのかあるのか。あ
あ、なんか出なかったよね。
ーですね。ワンチャン
ワンチャンを使うか。
あ
Uh,
ー
there you go. Yeah, it's super hard. He had one frame post freeze to parry that. Very difficult. He didn't get it. He tried. Wasn't a chip kill. Nice. Love that combo.
いっぱいいますね。
I remember my anatomy teacher mentioning that people don't often think of bones. Wow, that was bad. People don't often think of bones as being alive. And it kind of made me laugh because I kind of think that too. It's like people, when they... If something's hard, it can't be alive. You know what I mean?
長え。やるっきゃないか。
Plants and their cell walls.
やるっきゃない。
ふう。
やるっきゃない。
で、ジローさんお願いします。最安コンボです。
Jiro. I know about this guy. This Akuma, he's quite good.
まあ、ね、M がね、あのカニパン持ってたらやべえよ。
Bones do make your blood
どのキャラでもやばくなってたけど。
in the marrow.
やべ、タツオジ来た。タツオジ。
What about spongy bone? You guys know about that shit?
あー、出ね
出ね
Oh, one of the hardest things I had to do, I think I was complaining about it during a stream one time ages ago, was I had to be able to identify a cell based on what it was. So we'd like see a picture of a cell and it'd be like, oh, that's an epithelial right there. And then the kind of epithelium, no less. Oh, that's a muscle cell. Oh, that's a smooth cardiac or whatever.
ナイスブロッキング
Smooth
ナイス
muscle
ブロッキングバレ
versus
バレ
cardiac muscle.
バレバレだって取られる
Good
と思
parry.
ったお互い宇宙の読み合いしてる
Spongy bone sounds like a weird dessert.
ぐるぐるポン勝利権
If someone served you some spongy bone, would you have some?
うわぐるぐるぐるぐる
And it was white and a little bit red.
あー死んだけど
Wow. You got demoned.
中竜巻が一回許さんたら死んだ
無理だよ予定通りだった
Did I mention that when I went to the UK not so long ago, 2018 I think, maybe 2017, I went to a co-op where they had food for sale,
さあ副将
and
今日はあれですね
uh,
まだ7人目でも今日
they had a bottle of squirty cream,
結構いるな
like a spray can, an aerosol can of squirty cream, and I was like, what the fuck?
円柱形
円柱形が投げられてる
円柱形ですよ
It's sad. We were going to bury my dad,
私の前蹴り
つま先円柱形
but he like passed away in 2012, so it was a very very late burying, and he was cremated in 2012. So like it was, you know, he was dust.
優勝したらしいですねすげえ楽しみですね他のゲームもできるっていうのは
But it turns out moving human remains across borders is a pain in the ass, so we didn't actually do it for 6 years.
ユリアンに大勝利3発は大勝利3発
We have squirty cream, but we call it whipped cream. Calling it squirty cream is ridiculous.
あー EX 出ない
あれうわこれは痛
I
い
asked my cousins who live there. I was like, "Huh? Do they really call it squirty cream?" And they were like, "Yeah, they call it squirty cream, but you wouldn't see that written on the label." But this one indeed had it written on the label.
あーお
I took a photo because it was so funny. The can of squirty cream.
山さん山さんお願いします
I had a Viennetta while I was there. Those things are so fucking good. They don't sell them in the USA anymore. Oh, later.
山さんならあります正義同盟ですから
Viennettas are so fucking good.
をジャッカルで倒す同盟に加わってますからね
I don't know if you can get them in Canada, but you can't get them in the US.
加わってんの加わってんの
加わってます正義陣営ですから
えただのポケモン同盟じゃないの
いや違いますポケモン
I have other stories about my time in the UK.
いや山さんは
I went to Scotland,
思ってないかもしれないよ
and you can't make this shit up.
そっちの方が
Someone's phone rang, and it was
そう
bagpipes.
です
そうなの
もちろん
I was like, wow, these Scottish people look just like us normal folks.
12はマジで弱い
And then a fucking lady's phone started ringing, and it was bagpipes.
そこで頑張る姿がこの見る人のなんかハートを打つんですよ
なるほど
そういうことですよ
情熱大陸出れる
狙ってる早くこの関係者見てねえかな
My lasting impression of Scotland was that if I could live anywhere, I would live there.
だからそういうね可能性の獣になるわけ
Looked like a great place to retire. Oh, that was a heavy tackle. He missed.
タマさんがポケモン同盟まず
ポケモン同盟ポケモン同盟ね結構あれだよ、ま、月
The music, I mean, not the music, the weather was a bit miserable. But I actually like miserable weather.
レバー跳ねちゃったやっちゃった
これは一定の入ってたなこれ
It was overcast the whole time I was there,
マルシオさん
and sometimes it rained.
ザ・ノンフィクション
俺はマルシオさんみたいなマヌーサがかかってる人の心の闇を振り払うために俺は頑張ってます
We went to the Alabarin, where my grandparents had a home,
見ててください
and it was so fucking nice. I was like, I would love to live here.
と言ってる間に
Teeny tiny island off the coast of Scotland.
小原さん対忍さんっていうのは因縁の
I found the family chair.
そんなことないです
They have benches lining the beaches,
本当
and all the benches are dedicated to families that have lived there for a long time. I found the one for my family, and I had my fucking grandparents' names written on it. I sat down on it, and it was not very comfy.
気づいた
さすがに
And I remember thinking that was like a very fucking UK story.
最近来てないよね
Finding like your fucking, the chair of your fucking ancestry, sitting in it, it's not even that good.
アクション先輩の 粋な計らいがもしかしてあったのか。
Had a great view though. I have a lot of pictures.
そうだよ、アレックス成分足りんよ。アレックスおらんぞ、今日あのアレックスおらんぞってなるから。でもこれ時間いっぱいで、俺はすげえだるそうやば
I
い。
felt a weird sense of
負けるから取り入れるしか
peace
ない。
the whole time I was there though.
アクション仮面
I felt like a fucking connection to my ancestors,
すげえ
if that makes any sense.
すげえ。
It was like, so this is where we're from.
カフェラッティが入ってます。これ皆さん、
I'd been there before. That's the crazy part. There was a fucking tiny church there, and I went in, and they had a cradle roll for the fucking list of people who have been baptized in that church, and I was on the list, and I was just like, Christ. They had like a couple names a year, so like it would be like 91, 92, 93, 94, and like 2 names under each year, and I was fucking on there. Nice combo. Really cool. Love those combos. No, I wasn't born there.
いや、もっとあるよ。
I was born in the States, and they shipped me back over for periodic visits.
アクション仮面さん
Anyway, I'd been there more recently than that, but it was just wild to see my name on a fucking random little church in Erin. It was like, oh shit, that's me.
じゃあ行ってらっしゃい富永さん。
I was in this church when I was 1 year old getting baptized.
富永にも買ってあるからな、アメちゃん。アメちゃんもう舐めてましたよ。
アメちゃんもあるんですね。ということで、まあ、副賞対象ですが、いつもの
いつもの組み合わせですね。
この安心感。さあ、だけで。バレはグラブ。
I spent like 2 to 3 weeks in Europe every 2 years
皆さん、
growing up.
コーヒーありますから飲んでくださいね。
Been to France, been to Germany, been to the UK. A few others I don't remember. I remember France and Germany.
バラさんが石油が出てますかっていう質問があったぐらい。ただこれは皆さん、アザースでいただいてください。
あざーすって。
アザース。
エバラさんがね、コーヒーに戸惑ってる。
今日一ひよってますね。コーヒーがある。
Poof.
そんなこと言ってると
鹿児島から来て
Dash back throw.
鹿児島から。だから、みんな飲んでくださいね。余っても失礼というか。
And this at 5, she would have bounced off that mirror.
ホームラン続かず。これはさあ待ってました。これ肘を置いてあってタックルヘッドで中央ガーフに持ってって肘タックルもう一回さくらんぼみたいなもう一回回ってくる。
Nice.
まあしょうがない。
He ended up with a decent amount of meter at the end of that.
エバラさん、パーム大中むずいっつ頑張りますだって。大中は無理だから、大小マジで無理。
Everyone was super nice in Erin too.
ちょっと諦めようっていう話。
It was such a peaceful place.
言ったら死んじゃうしね。
Felt like the kind of place where probably nothing had changed there in the last century. You know what I mean?
遅らせ投げをされて怒ってる。
Probably a lot longer than that, honestly. That's weird to think about, but there are probably the people living on that island for the last, like, 10,000 years or some bullshit.
そんな
And the ones who live there now might even be related to those old ones.
今回マジ早かった。
It's wild to think about that.
大中ってしゃがね、タッチでも繋がるんじゃないですか。ただ、すごいシビア。
ダイヤっていうのが難しいですよね。発生が遅いのと。でこれは通ってし
タ
まう。
ッチャったし、あーっと、中狙ったね、中スピア。あー、最低空大パンがさ、大警か。
Why'd the chat stop? Someone say something.
じゃあ、でもこれ、
さあエキシビジョンマッチ出てくるは YSB。
Thanks. I feel better now.
さあいろんな方からサンキューオチって書かれているこの3個でございますが、この2人もオチです。
I wonder if Low Strong punishes tackles.
触ってタックルは大体中途狙いましたね。
大タ中タスね。まあ、タックルコンボ狙うならそれが一番簡単なのね。
そうですよね。
Look, she's honking. Jen is honking.
タックルみたいなことだよね。
タックル肘タックルはなんかちょっと安定しないんですよね。
ああ、なるほどなるほど。
I don't know what a Gerdito is.
打った瞬間後悔した。
Sounds like a place where you could get Italian food.
もう負けてた。
Ah.
最後は大キック。おせんべいさん、俺が来たぞ。いらっしゃいませ。
さあ状況は肘当たってしまって、これは始まる忍
2
ワールド。
回。
Oh yeah, one of my big impressions of the UK is there's nothing like an American supermarket where I
難
was.
しいコンボやって。
And I wasn't in like some tiny places either. One of the places I was in was Glasgow.
あれはなんかあそこからソフィアエイジスでまたハマるってやつですね。
American supermarkets are something else.
すごい。さあこれはブロックいる。
Being a wanker right now. Technically speaking, I'm full English.
あ、中パンブロって中パン。
家が燃えました。
勝ったのは1P チームか、
はい、
1P チームの勝利。優勝しのぶさんでした。
おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。はい、じゃあ皆さんコーヒーの方をね持ってってくださいね。
Ah, this one's the same size.
はい、それでは2月20日東西戦始めていきたいと
ペテロ。
思います。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
先方はペテロレミーで、ツーピー側が
土下座さん
ですね。
土下座さんは何回か見たことあるんですけど、
土下座さんだからそうね、コンさんという
How come Japanese players never have handles that are like fucking Firestorm 69?
聞いた情報だと本当に初心者なんで、
ああそうなんですか。
さまやります。いいよ。
I mean, I don't know what those say.
あ、なるほど。
Maybe that one does say fucking Firestorm 69. The one on the right seems to be, I think that's ground and then under, and then like sit. I think it's a family name, but I have no idea.
もう書いてある12っていう相当特殊なカードを合わせちゃった。
The one on the left is gibberish as far as I can tell. I mean, it's probably not gibberish, but I don't know what it means. Gibberish to me. Petero. Look at that. Remy's chaining jabs. Rare footage of Remy chaining some jabs together.
どうなんでしょうね。でも飛んでくる、もうスト2じゃないですか。飛んできたものを落とす。
まあそうか、飛んで落とす、飛ばして落とす感じか。
そうそう、飛ばして落とす。
Jump strong.
ジャンプダイパックがしとけば結構熱かったね。
All Remy's punches all have different animations, don't they? Midair.
これはパクル。
Actually, I think all the kicks do too. Wow, Remy.
ドット
Remy with 6 different air buttons.
最後はどこ
Aura has 4. Jump, jab, and jump short have the same animation, or jump, jab, and jump strong, and then jump short and jump forward. Same animation.
出てくるは岩さんですね。
That's true for a lot of characters in this game.
じゃあ読み上げちゃって。
I think Ken has jump, jab, and jump strong. No, they're different.
なんと2種類あります。
Jump strong might look like jump fierce. I can't picture Ken's jump strong. It's different from Ryu's. Was that it? That was jump fierce, I think.
あとはお送りします。ちょっと簡単ね。
Oh, wasn't there in time to punish.
お得用チョコカルシウムシュークリームですね。
シュークリーム、
日本酒ボンボン。
よしもこれどちらもですね、アドワーズも UFO キャッチャーで取っとってる。
Nice. He actually got that cross cut. I didn't even know which side he was going to land on. That was actually like a little sign of some very nice Ken.
045X は多分 YouTuber ネーム。
Little wisp of greatness.
YouTuber ネームになると思う。
I mean, I don't know how good this guy is. He seems to be pretty good. The knee bash. Hi. What's up, Galar?
そうですね。
Oh, that was a failed DP. He could have done 2. He was at the perfect position to do 2 light DPs, I think.
さあ、UFO キャッチをしている今さんですが、こちらは逆に打ち上げてますからね。
ちょっとね、さっきの試合やったんですけど、まあ、球をすごい使ってくる。
さあ、打ち上げようとして、
なんかそんな感じの球打ちが、
EX 波動拳、
球打ちが光るプレイヤー。
中大 EX 波動拳。
これはね、剣の空中 EX 竜巻がマジで最高すぎる。
そうですね。
ベイ
さあ、
ブレード
俺も止めるぞと、フラッと打ちますが、
ふんだんにゲージを使えて、試合を進めてくる。
そうですね、もうあとは EX ゲージ溜まっちゃいま
Nice.
す。ところに
The post KO cancel. Love to see it.
岩さん。はい、続きまして、りょうさん。はい、2P が
I feel like I've never seen that happen in SF5. They might have removed it.
結構ニュー
You could do them in SF4.
ちょこちょこ来てるような
I think they're the same difficulty to do in SF4 and 5. I mean, in 3 and 4.
まあダッシュ入るとなおよしだったんですね。
なんか2人目早かったかこれ
あとけ
It was cool. Seeing post KO cancels.
UFO キャッチャーではすくい上げてますが打ち上げてます。打ち上げたものを落とす。
That hit so meaty.
勝利権。
勝利権あれ組み合わせ的にはこれ誠が一番きついんだよね確か
そうですね、誠一番
まあやりづらいというか
一番やりづらい。
という話どの辺がかはちょっと分かんないけど
ただドット残りの高体力で頑張って逃げてゲージをためをしてる今さん。
精中溜まった誠がさ変わりつけないもんね
そうですね、まあ、逆に言うともうこう体力ないから思いっきりっちゃってもいいかも。
そうかこうなったらもうね行くしかない逆にこれ養蚕側はどこで
That comboed looked really weird.
今さあこれは中
Nice.
うまい中パン正中線5段
波ぐらい指導だからすげえ
さあ投げて
あれ橋の精中だと剣ってなんかかぶって
なんもない。
なんもない陣内でもダメ
陣内かくったらマジ7-3。
あそうなんだはいじゃあ
はい
養蚕勝ちました
量産勝ったんで、はい、続いての登場はぐんぐんママさん。
来ちゃったよ
I wasn't even sure about streaming today.
もうなんか名前が
And now it's been 5 hours.
ぐんぐん行ってほしい
Post KO special moves are just like you do the special move, and you do it really fast.
そうですね
You have less time than normal, because normally you can do special move cancels like
ちょっと後で聞いてみよう
during the hit.
長いサード人生まだまだ新参者いますね。
っていうかなんか弱キャラが増える傾向あるのなんで
わかる。
なんだろう
投げて
But it's really precise.
さあ意外とぐんぐんいかずに慎重派ですね。
さん慎重派の
まあ誠っていうのもあると思うんですけどね。ここは投げてさあぐんぐん来るか。これぐんぐん
ぐんぐん来て
ぐんぐん来て
Boom. You have no juggle there.
ママが
That super does not reset juggle limit.
まあまあ
やるよまあまあ
まあまあ落としてくる。あ、なるほどね。
二人しかしちゃったぐんぐんの
それはハモっちゃうわ。今コメントで
群馬の群2つに馬2つでぐんぐんママ群馬生
さあこれが約束掴んで大パンいい戦いやて
I feel like, why does Q not just like put his feet on the ground when he's getting Karakusa'd? Wait, was the chat actually freaking out?
ジャンプ中継が膝ってジャンプ中継が最強
いいですね。逃げティアからジャンプ中継で
ジャンプ中継最強
投げ暴れは一切許さないと。
全キャラ中継トップクラス
Kirky, where's your sword?
中段ちょっとオツな技。
当たりそうだったな昨年値がどうだったか分かんないけど
Huh.
これは
工夫して
旧側としてはもう画面端にさっさと追い上げて
Cool juggle.
ただ土佐が
Think of all the cool things that people haven't been able to say.
が溜まったけど
Huh, Twitch being Twitch.
ラッシュに対して5番が置いてある
そうですね、ぐんぐん待ってますね。
That's unfortunate.
ママは待っているのもあるかもしれないですね。
で動きを止めてちょっと読み合っていくと
さあ中段ダッシュへと押してここか
Excuse me.
ら大パン
He just did it.
当たる
Who needs confirms?
ドキドキの瞬間
Drop to kill combo.
このゲージは
最後は
Didn't matter.
中継最強奥義
They could have mattered.
カットなぐんぐん
If that shit hit, it was gonna kill.
続きましてうちの秘密兵器ですアクションさあ続きまして登場がアクション仮面さん
画面さん
ついに春日部から登場ですね春日部勢いましたね
あカスタ目線の
ぐんぐんママはワンチャン群馬かもしれないですけどアクション仮面は春日部
だからカスタ目線
鹿児島
大島から来たのマジ
それでは私たちが
What about the handle Yo?
ということで、富永さん
I bet this guy's favorite game is Yonoid.
がアクション仮面さんに送ったギフトがあるそうでじゃあ読んでもらいましょう
What the fuck? EX Lariat and wake up? What's he trying to catch?
職人ありがとうこれねめちゃめちゃうまい酒の骨
これね絶対米合うやつだよこれ
最高にうまいやつなんだよね
この白い米で食いたいわ
これは聖中はガード
What a way to lose.
アクション仮面落ち着いている
Who really kills with strong there and then doesn't juggle a jab post KO?
さあこの
The blue word is their position in the order of players.
剣が通って
So the left one says is the fourth player. It's like two teams against each other, and every time you lose, you go down and the next player in the list plays.
1回のゴンゲのジャンプ中継を
And East versus West, if you will.
さあナレックスで続きさあ小足から草大パンチェストブロ読みですね投げてドット残り最後はリーブ
I feel like Twitch is better than it used to be.
選択してますね
I remember having hella streams back in the day where like all of a sudden no one would talk for like 10 minutes. And then I would just randomly get messages be like, Baff, your fucking chat is frozen.
いや全然見苦しくもないです最高でした
That shit used to happen all the time, but now it rarely happens at all.
さあヨウさん結構おつなことしますおろしから聖地狙ってたんですがちょっとタイミングがって感じですね決めたいですねあ、じゃあハンマーマウンテンですからはい今屈伸で抜けたような感じだったんですが最後は唐草大パンハイ EX なんで
EX? I would have saved it. No, he can. No, yeah, EX again.
今大パンだからあるいは最後は
Nice.
アクション仮面破れたりアクション仮面の敵なんて名前だったあ、わかんないさあ続いて出てくるは大平さんちょっとヨウさんが早かった系でしたねそうですね大平さんここで
I forgot about that.
止めてほしい状況だが
Do you remember poverty chats? Do you remember people wanting to talk in like Evo stream,
まあ池袋ミカドが多いです
but then like it moving too slow, so people would go to like fucking art stream and talk there while watching Evo,
さあダッシュでくぐってそうです
and art wouldn't even be live.
これが一番大事です
Art's my favorite person in the whole FGC.
もう誠の全てがきつそう
I should tell him that.
ただ全部きつそう寝かしてしまえばヒューのその限りではないさあここはじっくり
Oh yeah. Well, now there's like group chats or something. I forget.
まあタイミングを難しいあ
I never use that feature. Nice.
ミートスカッシャからこれは大爆
Ah, empty jump throw, classic.
ちょっとねガードできちゃうかもしれない感じだったからねなんとも言えないあ、一言にできますそうですね大パンヒット確認まあ天使おらああ惜しい
No.
出たないやちょっと早かったかまあちょっとカラスだと届くけど
Remember Justin TV? Those were the days.
ミートスカッシャーは見ている
He actually could have confirmed those two jabs into super, I think. There's something wacky about Hugo's jabs, but I don't remember what it is.
最終盤は
It might be that one of them super cancels and the other one doesn't. Maybe I'm making that up.
いや
It might be that you can super cancel crush jab but not stand jab, or vice versa. Maybe not.
さあキャラ対徹底している
There's something kind of weird though, I remember that.
してる
Maybe it's special cancels, one special cancels and the other doesn't. I don't remember.
ダッシュから来た狙ってたんですが残念ながらさあ
In Ultra they made it so
おろす
you have a lot more plus frames on a stand jab compared to a crush jab.
かかるんでまああんまり減らないんですが
It wasn't like that at release, it was like 1.04 or something when they made it like that, or like the console version. I forget. I think it was 1.04. Hugo had like plus 4 crouch jab and plus 4 like stand jab, and they made it so stand jab was like plus 7.
さあここからあるのか
Something like that. Wow, wake up, Chomp.
マウンテンからの強気の選択肢ああじゃあ結局これなんですわさあ結局これなんですわと言いながら大木さん破るでまあ戦いの舞台が変わりますからねコさんとステージは
Akahoshi? Is that like red star? What's Hugo's best normal?
ダブルテイかなり
Probably stand strong, I don't know. They're all good for different stuff, and by that I mean about half of them are good for different stuff and the other half are literally worthless.
荒草大パン EX さあダッシュ投げ通してここからどうなるか飛ばせんぞとそうですね
Even in old Street Fighter games, it's kind of rare to have a truly bad normal. but Hugo has a decent concentration of bad normals, where most of them either have no use or one very specific use. Like it's hard to make Hugo crouch fierce do anything. It's hard to make Hugo stay roundhouse do anything. It's hard to make Hugo towards fierce do much. Crouch roundhouse isn't that great either. Mostly just the heavies. Low strong's alright. Stand strong is good. Low forward is good. Stand forward is pretty bad. His lights are all good.
73でレミ有利
73でレミ有利ルブレのセンター当てをされるとやることがない。
そうですね、あと立ち
He's very reliant on his lights because he doesn't have a cancelable medium. But cancels don't even really help him that much because he doesn't have much to go into. Like the only special moves you can cancel into that combo are EX Lariat, and only at like specific ranges, only pretty close, or Super 3.
やっぱ日々の頑張りが
Nice.
さあ EX バス
No, my day off Twitch is being
そ
dumb.
うだねさあこれは正中戦発動しゃがみくらいだったからかなり美味しいルグルはくぐる
In Ultra, he also doesn't have a cancelable medium. And then in the thing is, it's very dangerous to give him a cancelable medium because it instantly gives him like a combo to light clap. In Omega, they made it so stand light kick combos into light clap, and that's kind of fun what that does to his combo routes. In Cross Tekken, they made it so low strong canceled, and that shit was crazy. Completely changed the whole character with that one change. Low strong into light clap and low strong into EX clap for both combos. Hugo is really novel in Cross Tekken.
さあ思い切るところでカラクサ掴んで大 KEX テストさあこれは
I think if Remy was coming down with jump hard kick, it probably would have punished Makoto there on the Karakusa.
さあチャンスが
He could have supered that block dash punch. That's a pain, because that's like Remy's best punish there.
さあ逃げたところに EX テスト
Having to do a super as your punish is a pain.
さあ次は本日リーダーのヘブンがどうぞそんなことないでしょこれはどうですかいやこれはこれ10-0ですよこれ10-0 10-0で有利範囲だってこんなガードさして、はい、金属音が鳴る相手と、はい、互角に渡り合うなんてことはそもそも無理なんですよまあそうですね女子高生が、こんな
Yes?
硬い相手に殴ってく
Oh.
る方がおかしいですから
Oh, it all fell apart.
でしょガンガン言ってますからそういうこと
I think Urian can probably punish block dash punches with stand strong EX headbutt,
さあ金属音を
but that's kind of a pain to do.
来るのか
It's not super hard, but the fact that you have to do a standing move into a
どれどれ
flash kick motion is a bit of a pain.
女子ヘブンがずっと待ってる状況だが掴んで
But that's a punish with the launch. I don't think he can crouch fierce them.
さあからのさあカンカン言わせなければ
Headbutt.
カンカン言わせなければカンカン言わないってことは打撃が当たってるってことなんですよそうです当たっちゃえばカンは
EX headbutt's just used, and just headbutt in general is used in this matchup to try and dodge. Oh wait, EX headbutt whiffs in that context of punishing Makoto. That's sad. In that case, it's probably like stand strong, just tackle. Oh, he missed the Kara.
そうですねちょっと
Stand hard kick, Kara, Fukiage.
頑張りですからねあそこはあそこ頑張りポイント頑張りポイント頑張り帰ってくる場所ですからあそこは日頃の練習
It's way cooler.
出ますねやべえだけど置き攻めどうなる
Oh, that's desperate.
上に張って
Sorry though, it worked. That's really desperate.
さあ
I love when the throw looks like that. It's super weird. Yurian actually threw Makoto, and then she blocked in the middle of her throw tech animation.
次はどなたでしょう
I don't remember if you can parry there. The rules are really weird. And we got a big window again.
さあ
Sean.
それでは、2月27日グラブルファンタジー東西戦始めていき
グランブルーファンタジー。
グランブルファンタジーの東大生派遣芸配信というこ
Nice
とで、
punish.
なるほど。
よろしくお願いします。
Wasn't really. This is like Sean, so like his other punish was just like strong roundhouse or
グ
something.
ラはグラップのグラ、
Strong uppercut.
グラブルのグルはブロッキングのグロ、
I used to think he could punish with things like fucking close roundhouse, medium
こ
tornado,
の先に
but now it's just like
ことは
he can't even do that because Ken can punish it with like close strong.
いやいや派遣芸ですから。
There are all these things that I thought like Sean could do
まず来て柴田さん、ショーン、
before I fucking researched for that Sean video.
あーそう
Now it's just like, wow, Sean is a gimped character.
さんのお土産は
どうもあったけえお土産皆さんからいただきました。
うまい棒チーズ味。本日の提供は株式会社ヤオキンの提供で
お送りしております。
あったけ。
Wow.
あったけこのパン
That's good anyway. He's got good supers. And his normals, while usually bad versions of Shadow normals, are only barely worse than the Shadow ones.
うまい棒来てください。
So with just that, you've got weapons. Not worthless. Nice.
そういう剣。あ、チクチク言ってる。
やべ、厳しいなこれ。
厳しいね。ディープが切って削ってる。
Wow, good crosscut.
内側に逆昇竜できる。
お、終わってる。
The supers are good. Sean's got good supers. Well, they're alright. I would prefer to have Sean's super one than my existing super one.
これはどうですか、キャラ的に。
Put it like that.
相当厳しいキャラ使いがついてます。
はい。
だけど、夢をつかねばワンチャンありますって。それでそもそも天と誠っていうのは、大体8人ぐらいなんですよ。そもそも天使を使っての
Oh, punish? He could have had a super there and he didn't take it. I think it was like a really good play.
面白いね。最強キャラで2って面白いね。あ、うまい。
Oh, interesting confirm. He did EX Fireball, so it knocked over, and then the super threw him away.
確かに夢はあります。
それをうまく使ってほしい。ステージの影響
That was probably still worth if he was just gonna do. No, I don't know. I don't know if that was worth.
正義ぐらい。
He already did low 40 EX Fireball, just doing it on block, or just doing it expecting to be blocked, and when it hit, he decided to super as well. Parry window in third strike is it's variable based on what you're doing. If you're mid-air and you're going for an air parry, it's only 4 frames. If you're anti-air parrying, I think it's also 4 frames. Parrying on the ground is either 6 or 10, depending on how long you hold the button. If you just tap forward, it's 10 frames, but if you
やっべえ。
tap it and then if you hold it, it's only 6, I think. And down parry is same deal, tapping it versus holding it.
死んじゃう。
It's pretty big. Generally speaking, the timing to get a parry is pretty loose.
落ち着いて。
If you have a read that getting the parry is not very hard.
びっくりだね。ダーキピッチ。強いですね。うまい。オネストさんの勝利。続きます。2番のに負けてるね。負けてますけど。アザース登録、アザース。
頑張れ。みんな頑張れ。さあ、おねしこさん、ここは SA チェンジで
聖中。
悪落ちです。
Nice. You get a taunt there? Nope. Took the meaty. If you can call it a meaty.
後落ち。
Oh yeah, I saw that. I think.
見つけが甘かったね。
I think our life played that. He played something on his stream
飲み込まれて。
while I was there,
正義落ちです。
like an archive of it. I played Flow in this game. I won. I don't think there's a replay of it.
危ね。
I don't remember if I recorded it or not. He was streaming at the time, but I wasn't.
10%。
I won.
この悪落ちしたこの
He played an OK Chun-Li and an OK Ken,
今体力が
and I
全然あります。
don't think I won clean, but I did win. Like I won the set pretty comfortably. He like played like he didn't really have a whole lot of experience versus Aura, which is how most people play, unless they're like actual veterans.
ただ、キャンセル100とか出されるとすっげえ悲しいことになるから。
But one thing I really strongly remember about playing against Flo was I won the set, and at the end of the set, like after the fucking game closed, he was like, "Good job, bro. Sorry about your dead game." It was like something like that. Like it was like bitter, but it was like fake bitter. It was like for a laugh bitter.
いっていって死んじゃうよ
That's gonna stun? Yeah. Oh, okay, it's gonna
よ
kill.
く前に進む
Akuma HP.
で何かぶさるか脱ぎまして高橋さん死んじゃうですね壊してると無理無理
Huh? I just said he played Ken and Chun-Li.
正義の心が開眼しましたね。ここで、
開眼した
Two of Aura's 5 counters.
心を取り戻した。オネストさん、
Akuma has very low health in this game.
今ようやく試験の刃で、カラ
死んだよ
So ish.
カラス昇格。自分と戦って
自分と戦ってた
そう
何もしてなかった
そう暗黒をガードしてた。
しのぐしのぐっつって
そう
あそこさまずさなんだっけあそこだったかなあやつとさ
Oh, very nice.
なんかさチート使ってさ
I'll let me do too.
無敵になるとさ進まなくなるよね
そんなのあった。
That's me.
見てちゃんとしてるね
I wonder who I'm competing with.
なんかわかんないけど誠の技がいっぱい買ってる
Oh, that was... No, he was too far for a super, maybe.
ここはちょっとね厳しいよね。よろしくね。
This is very famous for being a very bad matchup. Even Kuroda, with his tier list that put Q at an advantageous matchup versus everyone, listed this as being a 6-4 in Makoto's favor. And it was the most apologist Q tier list I've ever seen. No super confirm. You can raw confirm dash punch into super. It's not even that hard. I can do it. I would have parried that. Shit was free. He could have had parry into close medium kick super.
一発一発がね響いて
I mean, he didn't really. It was like a Q apologist tier list though. He had like Q versus Ken is like 5-5.
これもう圏内だね
Q versus Yan is like 5-5 as well. It's some bullshit like that. You can find it. I might be making shit up. I remember his tiers for Q were like pretty zany though. He like thought Q was a way better character than most people rate him.
大
Kuroda's like not playing the same game as me. If you're as good as Kuroda, the tier list might be accurate. And for what it's worth, you can find a replay of Kuroda playing against Tominaga, and he makes it look like his tier list is real. Blood taunts, there we go. He's got all three. I think if you're Kuroda, that tier list probably is accurate.
なってるけどそうでもないのかうまいね
Tiers change at different skill levels, and Kuroda's on a skill level that most of us can't even understand. He can like see the matrix and shit.
それは
Blood taunt,
いいやって感じ
blood taunt, blood taunt. He's got all three.
いいよ大変なことになって
Ah, this matchup is so stupid.
松下さんも怒ってる使ってからムルムルさんなんで最近来ないですね忙しいのか
If you get a high parry on that, you don't always even get a punish on Remy.
な兄貴も確かに あーこれもうちょっとやって
Kick special, cold blue kick.
痛い
He just kind of jumps toward you and kicks you. On block, it's pretty safe. I think it's minus, but it's hard to punish because the pushback is decent too. But he ends up closer to you than before he did the move. You can't combo into it. Well, you can, but not from any realistic setup. Nice. Looks good.
いっておよよ続きまして大平さんお願いしますあーなに兄ちゃんが行かねえんだ
俺らも兄貴を見てるっていうね。そういう言葉がありますから。
前財パンがいいのかな
It does chip and it gets him in, and it counter pokes most attacks. So it's not too bad. If it's parried, Remy dies, but it is kind of hard to react to him parry.
でも端を追い詰めたらあれいい
It is only one parry though. The X1 might be like 2 or 3. I don't remember. I want to say it's 2, but it might be 3. Um, yeah, it's locked based on button,
これもう
and it's I think it is actually truly airborne. It's not an air special move, but I think he is airborne while he's doing it.
うまいね。ペチ。
Close jab.
前でしょ。まあまあ、ちょくちょくは見せた方がいいと思うよ。特に、あとね、やっぱセンターは強いよ。下半身強いと思う。きついでしょ。
Whoa,
あ、そう。
lost some frames.
EA3 回の強い
EX also has a set arc, I'm pretty sure. It's bigger than the heavy one. The EX one is like a meme.
あー、死んじゃう。
I've never been to Japan if you're asking me.
高橋さんが3人抜き。
My frame rate.
次、タナトスさんお願いします。
Thanatos, my favorite. My Oro is modeled off of this guy's, but it's evolved so much it's no longer even similar.
あ、ペチン。
But I learned to play Aura from watching this guy. Oh, empty jump low. That was air throw into ground throw. I do that. No, it was who was it? It was another Aura.
これだな。
Ooh, EX 5-stone fucking raw and neutral. That's a bit wild. 3-stone would almost always be used there by fucking normal auras, but Thanatos does everything different. I just have a little corner reset I do that like fucking I made up. And like after like 10 years of doing it, I saw another aura do it for the first time ever. Ah, nice.
ユニコーンモーロ。島崎さん。島崎さんはなんで
Parry into
あ、そっか、
overhead.
やつは見てんのか。そっかそっか。
God, the way he plays is so weird. His movement is like next level. I can see that what he does is effective against good players, but a lot of it just doesn't make any kind of sense. Aura's double jump is really important for everything. It's like a huge part of his character. But it's hard to explain exactly what it's good for specifically. You can get unique jump arcs from the double jump. And also, it makes his regular jump better because you have to anticipate the possibility of a double jump.
いいっていいってシャーリくらいいいって突進で結構減るんだよね。俺もそう思った。減るんだよ。こう
There's a lot of other stuff it does.
EA 止めれるの。あれ EX のフミフミとかで止まるんじゃない？
It's weird mechanically speaking. Whoa. For example, if Oro air parries. Oh, interesting setup. What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck? Okay, I like that. That was cool.
あ、ミスった。遅い。
Oh, that was a setup to get a guaranteed cross up unblockable with stones. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. It's tech I can take. I can do that. That looks easy. If Oro gets an air parry, he can't. His double jump just goes away, even if he hasn't used it, which is kind of a shame. There's a little bit of other nonsense like that. No, bring Oro back. Hold on, I gotta find the sequel video to that one. I already had it. It was next.
あ、なんかオロはね、結構オロダットリーでダットリーはハマっちゃう印象ありますけど、
I've got some that I've only seen in like lab stuff, but I've only done them in lab stuff. I've like never done them in match. I should just make a YouTube video showing them off.
そういう問題じゃないですよ。変わるね。
It'd be really simple and really fast to just make that YouTube video. Just call it Aura's Practical, uh, Aura's Practical
あ、惜しい。なんかランキングっぽいの。
partition. Because people always ask me, it's like, does Aura have any partitions? And there's one. It's used for Hugo loops.
いや、わかんない。
I'm gonna make that as soon as I end this stream. I'm just gonna make the fucking. Oh,
人じゃないと
hit the button too early, maybe.
フォークするブローアパか
B 信頼と実績の B うまい
Might land. Yeah.
当てたのかなんで俺
I think he could have done close strong. He definitely could have done close forward. He should have done one or both of those.
惜しい
Okay, maybe not both.
たまるね
He has no. Huh?
これはさ
Huh? Whoa.
かっこいい
That was beautiful. Thanatos is on some other shit. I didn't think you had time to do that. So he started with Stomp.
あ重ならなかった惜しい
One, two, three, four, five, six. And he still has time to light kick. That must be Dudley specific. Normally that doesn't work. Most characters you can only get to 5 there, or if you get to 6, there's no time to do anything. I didn't know there was a possibility of doing 6 from a jump and stomp. I always cut out a loop there. And then he had a really high connect to get all the stones doing stuff. That's probably 5 stone exclusive. Well, it definitely is to get a combo out of it.
ゲージがなくなりましたが
最近エレナ少ないね確かにちょっと少ないですねタックスさんお呼びですよ
I've seen, not with heavy uppercut, but I've seen that with light uppercut. I've seen light uppercut loops, actually.
冬の陣でするから
Dudley has a hard time punishing that.
うーん
あとマニ
It's possible, it's just hard. He has to do like fucking reversal super.
つながってる強い
マジ
フォークするブロー
やばいやばい石がなくなる
There are only like 19 characters in this game, for what it's worth. Thanatos goes down.
フォークするブローでした続きまして
俺はね
Thanatos was too fleeting, but I did learn some stuff. I'm gonna steal that unblockable setup, meaty like light kick, or whatever, and then immediate jump into cross up medium kick, and the stones hit. Very attainable.
まだビギナーズに毛が生えた頃なんですけど
あでももう毛が入ればやっぱ死ななくなる
You didn't even believe.
すごいよね大球
Really weak punish, but it's 12, so even if he got the full parry, the punish wouldn't have been that good. He got meter for that parry, so it was definitely still worth. Meter build on parries is not insignificant, especially when you parry like 5 things, 5 hits in a row.
可能性の獣
でもそれでもそう大ゲージマシンで打ち続ける
続けるあ惜しいちょっと届かなかったっすね
4人のビギナーズって何年前よ一昨年ぐらい
一昨年くらい
ようやく最近
去年なんだっけ
Walk under low short,
やっとビギナーズ戦線よって言ってたから
but Dudley actually fully landed and punished.
ビギナーズで
That actually hit in time. Good shit.
確かにやっとだよ
でもまだ勝ちきれなくてダメだったそう頑張れよってそんな感じですよ
確かになんかそんな技当たってるように全然見えるんだけど3分の1はなくなってるなんか毎週キックとか大剣がちょびっとだけ当たっててあーうまいゼロの時
Looking good.
しい
Yeah.
これはうまい
Even parrying that needle, there was no punish for Dudley, I don't think.
さんお願いします
12 recovered in time.
いやでも強かったな
強かったね
Clean. Yama's good.
じゃあ IBK ですね
見るのもかなりいなくなりましたよね
そうだね見ないね
皆さん帰ってこないかな皆さん見てるかな
岩さんは
皆さん帰ってきて淳さんは帰ってこなくていい
帰ってこなくていい
私は弱いんで
ふみ届かないねなんだなんだ
Reversal super, maybe. They might have still got hit by the needle. Dudley supers don't have a lot of invincibility. Could confirm.
コアコア SA はうまいあーもやし
でも山さんはねガチなんですよ
マジだね
我が正義軍の
正義軍の一軍
一軍正規一軍
いって
やはりやり込みを裏切らないっていうのを富永さんと一緒に再現してくれる
なるほど
大事な存在なんですよ
Did you see the Street Fighter 3 mod that like makes the stages more colorful?
山さんのさ、AMA は
Most of the stages in this game are pretty monochrome.
まあ、確かに、
An artistic decision.
頑張りに、なんか、
But there's like a ROM hack
一緒か
that just makes the stages like more vivid
の
and bright.
の頑張りを持ってます。
About half the stages I think they look better, and the other half I think they're like the same. Generally looks better. There's like a couple that look worse. But maybe it just makes the game look a lot fresh to my tired old eyes.
ですか。変身はね、ちょっと変
なんとも言えないよね。
身はちょっとね、他が弱くなりすぎる
I think we're in front of a rice field. I can't tell. Is that like water?
水が出ると
I think rice is usually grown in water.
やばいですね。あー、ただ山さんが追い詰めてる。
You can see like stalks coming out of the ground.
もやし、もやし。
ちゃんと上を
Yama's good.
もう一回したみたいな。
封鎖からのもやし。じゃあ続きまして、タミさんお願いします。
これ見てください。
I'm pretty sure rice is grown underwater.
誠です。
色、SA、すべてが悪に染まっています。
これ悪の色なの。
これは悪の、
終わってる。
悪の組織の制服ですね。
制服。
制服。制服ですね。こういうのを咎めていかないといけない。山さん、でもこれが、ここ、山さん、俺、ここ、俺たち頑張るところ、こういう強キャラをしっかり咎めていく。
Nice confirm.
これ超難しいよ。
超難しい。
超難しいから。
いいって。一応ね、言っとくけどね、富永さん同じチームだから。
あ、谷さん
I'm probably gonna go after this video. I wanna go get some food or something.
どうしたの
I got tomorrow off too, so I might stream again, but I'm not gonna make any promises.
ただ今のところ苦しそう、苦しそう。味でペチペチされてる。コアシとジャンプシューパーですっげえ減らされてる。
ゴールできる。やる。
That is neat. That makes sense. Most insects suck at swimming.
あれ確定なんだ。
I went to like a wild animal park in San Diego recently. Not so recently anymore, it wasn't this year. And they had some of them diving beetles. And those guys are cool.
ブルーいただきました。
なんかグレイヤス。
They like carry around a fucking bubble of air with them.
挟んでください。
Like a fucking real life Pokemon. Like Dewpider. That's the real name of a real Pokemon.
お、アクション仮面さん持って。あ、もじゃ。これ遠いんじゃね？
12 sucks. That looked good. Whatever, it's just a range issue. Optimal. Equally as optimal the second time.
横もやしと下もやしが。
That crouch light kick almost looked like it comboed. No, I didn't.
なのに。怖し。続きまして、コニターお願いします。
こんにちは。ルールは適宜です。
Yeah, special intro.
いって。
やべえよ。やべえ。
あ、もう端です。
これ多分画面端追い込んだらこのゲームで一番強いですからね。ネクロが
一番強い。
一番強い。ザクトリーより強いですからね。
D より強い。
もちろん。
投げが減るっていうのいいよね。
誠もさ、あれぐらい投
Red
げ
Perry.
全然減らなくね誠の投げ。
いや、乗ってるよ。
By doing the red parry, he got a punish. What do you guys think about that? I imagine he wanted red parry into super. Because he had super and it would have been good there.
お、
あー、
あれでも
And he just got the stand jab on accident.
これはfacilityで3フレ勝てねえやつだ。
Or maybe he was trying for stand jab canceled the super, but I don't know if stand jab cancels. I feel like it doesn't, but it might. I don't know because 12 has like nothing really to cancel into. Light axe. That's so sad to see last round and then see this round. Konitan's really good though.
ほらね。ノブさんお願いします。
村部さんお願いします。
あ
long do you guys still have me? 6 minutes. Relish it.
あ、でも、この勇気からいるじゃないですか。ネクロも
Is that a punish? Is that Necro's punish there? Block tackle, stand strong.
減るに決まってんじゃん、ネクロで殴っても減るのに。
Neutral super jump.
見ててみよう。
The fuck read was that?
あ、マジか。マスト。あ、それ。いって。
Urian did knee drop.
あ、いいやり方してるね。
To beat a headbutt.
これは
これは大丈夫。
What was he gonna do to it? I don't even know if he'd be able to come down in time to punish it. Also Hydrolath. If you're gonna beat a headbutt, why wouldn't you just down back?
もうマジ
Does it hit crushing Necro?
が悪い。
It doesn't hit crushing Oro, so that might be something I never.
あ
That seems like it wouldn't even be good against block though,
ー、100番でやれば。
which is what the main option I would consider. But I guess he was, you know, he could turn it into a drill, that drill.
一番発生の遅い技。なんでしょう。ルパナム。
I'm not like afraid at all of Urian's reversal options, to be frank.
あれにくっついて
EX Mirror is the only one that's halfway good, and it's not even good.
ピッチン。あ、いってらっしゃい、富永さん。
これか。
そう。
やべえ、これ圧が2つ残ってる。
あ、タメレンジンね。ああ。いや、なんかそれ系で言うと、実はセラフィックイングとか遅くない？実はね。
Yeah, Oro is, you have to play Oro weird, and my experience is always as Oro, so. The taunt, he got it off. Extra damage, I think.
故障？
Derlath, do you still play this game? Do you ever play on Fightcade? Do you have Fightcade too?
まあ、慎重派。梅。
Derlath, tell everyone here about how you beat Daigo in this game.
ごめんなさい、ちょっと外します。
Kind of an awkward setup, but still non-blockable. Are you free to play right now? I'll do a quick one with you if you want. Ah, okay, well, never mind. Yeah, it was like Daigo at his worst. I remember thinking that while I was watching it. It's like, this isn't the Daigo I remember from 2002. Who would have thought that it all would have disappeared after 10 fucking years of not playing the game? I'm out of practice. EX Mirror? Yeah, smart. That put Makoto in a horrible scenario, because she had to parry like 3 or 4 times to even get through the mirror. Mimora.
じゃあエクシビジョンで、ミモラーとシノブさんですね。
多分ね、今日のミームラマジ強いかも。
You see reversal headbutt spam in this matchup. It's important,
寝てる。
because it's not too risky against the other options while still being good against
ちゃうよ。
Karkusa.
出ないね。
Kind of awkward placement. You got it. No, it was too far away. Weird. Shinobu's playing this well.
もうユリアンにね、単発確認。
Beautiful. Urian's pokes aren't too bad.
だってネクロ浮いてんだからさ。
They're a little bit low tierish, mostly due to the lack of conversions, I think.
やってる？
It's common for low tiers in this game to have like pokes that don't really do anything, and it's common for top tiers to have pokes that convert. It's not always true. That's why a lot of people say Urian's a low tier with an Elder God tier super. It's kind of true.
と、くぐらい。危ねえと思ったらくぐらいしましょう。お、
Nice. Reversal headbutt.
下がみガードだね。
あそこ下がり側じゃないか。そう、
Taunt, where it's guaranteed.
下に来てると、下に来た。枝が落ちてきた。
何でしまったか。
マネジマンドこっち側のレバー。そう。
Early jump hard kick.
リーチ。
Kind of early. Oh, that didn't even punish. That dizzy bar is looking stressful. Oh, it's getting worse and worse. It's over. GG.
ダメーっつって。
He didn't even link the super, he just did it.
ダメー。
ダメなんだ、それ。
勝利チームが、
ワン
1P か。
ピッチ。
1P だね。で、優勝はミンワール。おめでとうございます。
That is a neat fun fact.
今日の
Alright, I'm gonna go. I gotta go procure some food and do other stuff for the day.
See you next week.
It's been fun. Cool 6 hours.